All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Enforcement Special Magistrate hearing for Thursday, May 29th, 2025. According to our newly fixed clock, it's 9:02, so we can get started. My name's Doug McGibbon. I'm the Special Magistrate. First thing we're going to do is swear everybody in, and this is going to happen multiple times as strays walk in the door. So, round one, swearing in. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony they're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Everyone except that gentleman who does not get to talk. All right, most of our cases today will be violation hearings. There are a few lien reductions here. Hopefully everyone's signed in so they have pulled your cases and they can deal with you. The city will try to put some documents into evidence. They'll talk about your case. You can question them. You can put on witnesses or evidence yourself. And at the end of it all, I get to make a decision. With that being said, why don't we get started? So please take it away, Lake Worth Beach.
Okay. We are going to go to page 6 of the agenda, item number 17, case number 24-697. It's a public request for an extension of time for compliance at 615 Industrial Street. Property owner is Saman Re Holdings LLC, Supervisor Hicks.
Good morning, Bobby Hicks, City of Lake Worth Beach. This case was initiated on 5/3 of 2024. Property went to, the hearing notice was sent out on 5/8 of 2024. Hearing was on 8/29 of 2024. The date of compliance was set for 11/14 of 2024. The owner requested an extension of time on 1/30/2025 until 4/30 of 2025 and was granted by Magistrate McKibben. The owner requested an extension of time for an additional 45 days from 4/30/2025 until 6/15 of 2025. At this time, the city is not in favor of the extension as the case is greater than a year old and have 2 previous extensions to assist with voluntary compliance. Permit application 24-2089 to install 2 lighted cabinet signs with acrylic was submitted on 6/26 of 2024. It's still currently in plan review. The permit application was disapproved on 9/12 of 2024 and no resubmittal has been done. Disapproval notes are in the file. The resubmittal was sent in yesterday for the signs. Permit application 24-2253 for the installation of the aluminum fence, PVC fence, and electric fence was submitted on 7/11 of 2024. It's still currently in plan review. The permit was disapproved on 9/26 of 2024 and no resubmittal was done until yesterday. Disapproval notes are in the file. Permit application 24-3190 for the canopy and storage container was submitted on 10/15 of 2024. Is still currently in plan review. Permit was resubmitted on 5/7 of 2025 and is currently awaiting approval from fire department review, which we found out this morning. The fire department approved that permit.
Well,
so the only 2 outstanding permits would be for the fencing and the signs. All of the violations on the property are in compliance.
okay. Tell us who you are and why should it be extended?
Yes, good morning. My name is Chelsea Sylvia. I'm the attorney for the property owner at 615 Industrial Street. Start over? Okay. So as Mr. Hicks explained, most of those violations, we did submit the applications. They were disapproved in the planning notes that he didn't read. The reason for the disapproval was to obtain a minor site plan amendment. We had obtained approval for that on May 12th, 2025, which is quite recent. And so that's why we needed to apply for the extension so that the permits could be obtained. Permits could not have been obtained without obtaining the minor site plan amendment. And so that was just obtained from planning and zoning from Mr. Rodriguez and Karina Maldonado, who I know are in the room. On May 12th, I have the letter here. And so the resubmittals were sent in for the commercial sign and fence. I was not aware that we had to resubmit what was already an application that had been submitted to the building department. So that's why it was resubmitted with a 1-page form titled resubmittal with just the date and the listing of the property address. However, I can't help, the time for review of compliance and issuance of the permit, and the time for the building department to even start their review didn't start until after May 12th when I obtained the minor site plan amendment. So I believe my client should be entitled to an extension, not have to pay fines for the time that the plans are in review.
All right, and they don't want one, I take it.
City's not in favor.
So someone appeared before me in January and I sort of cycle through here and I gave a 3-month extension.
Correct.
And like said, stuff didn't happen.
It certainly did.
Well, we were going through the minor site plan review process,
Correct.
but how long is that going to take and when is that filed? I mean, it seems like,
It was
Yeah.
applied for and approved. I had multiple meetings with Mr. Rodriguez and Ms. Maldonado back in the room I would love to put them on if they want to testify to that. I did attend meetings with them, with the property owner. My client in the meantime has lost a refinance of a loan due to these code violations. We've been doing everything to bring the property into compliance, but they've already suffered substantial financial consequences as a result of this delay.
yeah, well, normally I give a free extension and after that, it's, the responsibility of the property owner to get it right, including resubmittals.
Which has
Because-
been submitted.
Because you didn't know that you were denied, you had to resubmit it. That's not really the city's issue.
It's the city's issue that they didn't issue the approval until May 12th. We're in the month of May still. So I could not submit the resubmittals until after the approval was obtained on May 12th. And like you said, it was in January. I submitted the minor site plan amendment application right after the hearing. And then we continued through meetings. I just obtained the minor site plan amendment approval on May 12th, 2025. I'm happy to submit the letter. And I'm not looking for a long extension. I'm looking for 45 days through 6/15.
Well, I just granted a 90-day extension and things really didn't happen very well. I mean,
Again-
I understand you had to go through another process, but the other things needed to get moved along a little too.
I mean, they were denied due to the minor site plan amendment not being approved. I have the notes right here.
Well, I can understand that because you can't do things that don't fit the site plan.
Correct.
And you could have sit there and you could have just put it back to the original condition until the site plan, modification was granted, and then you could apply for permits and do it that way.
It would have been destructive.
It would have been destructive and expensive, but it would have been something to do.
It would have been more destructive, I believe,
All right.
than obtaining the approvals, which we were suggested to do at every hearing that I've attended.
At this time, I'm not going to grant an extension of time. I've
Okay.
already done it once. That's pretty much unless something hurricaney happens. Yeah, I really can't do more.
Okay, so what's the order is a denial?
The order is a denial.
You.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to page 5 of the agenda, item number 15, case number 24-966. It's a public request for an extension of time for compliance at 623 North Ocean Breeze. Property owner is Christopher Pope, Officer Dorcius.
Greetings, Code Officer Fedleen Dorcius with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. This is a request by respondent for an extension of time for compliance for case number 24-966 for the property address 623 North Ocean Breeze. The case was initiated on June 12, 2024 as an internal complaint from Planning and Zoning. The violation notice was issued on October 21st, 2024. The violation hearing was on March 27th of 2025. Initial compliance date was set for April 29th of 2025 or pay a fine of $50 per day. Existing violations, 23.2-21, building permit for a wooden fence installation. Permit application number 25-276 for a residential fence was submitted on January 30th, 2025. The wooden fence permit application was disapproved by Planning and Zoning on March 18th of 2025. The wooden fence permit application was resubmitted and approved on April 2nd, 2025. On April 17, 2025, the fence permit application 25-276 was disapproved again by Planning and Zoning. The permit application is currently still in plan review. Disapproval notes can be seen in the case file. Due to the age of the case, the city is not in agreement with the extension of time.
Okay. Who are you and why should it be extended?
I'm Christopher Pope. I'm the owner. The reason I feel it should be extended, I had a bunch of other issues which I have gotten into compliance. I started with the fence in January trying to redo it. I resubmitted it. And then I got notes back saying there were missing things on my survey. I had to contact the survey company and request the additional things but put on the survey. That took a while. I didn't get it back in time. Then when I finally did resubmit it, it was disapproved because they told me at that point that part of the fence was on my neighbor's property, which my neighbor and I co-jointly put the fence up. I didn't realize part of the fence was on his property, so now he has to submit a permit for the portion that's on his property, and I have to resubmit mine, and I didn't know. So I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible and come into compliance. I just need an extension because I didn't know that the second portion of the fence wasn't on my property and I had to resubmit again. And then I had to coordinate with my neighbor because he's gonna have to submit a permit for the portion of the fence that's on his property.
Okay. Have any other extensions been granted in this case?
It's his first one.
So how long?
Uh,
Well, first thing is we have permit application is currently in plan review. Is there another permit application in that's being reviewed, or is this just?
Well, he had submitted a application for his windows, but that was already approved and closed out. So the only thing that's holding this case up is the fence permit being approved.
Okay, so we're still, but it's in the
So
process.
there's no case on his neighbor's property, and I'm no longer that zone officer, so I have no idea what's going on with the neighbor's property, but
Yeah.
his case is still in my name, so
Well,
I'm still
it
managing.
sounds like we have a boundary issue that they're trying to solve by permitting a portion of the neighbor's fence that's on the neighbor's property. I'll give them a shot at it.
How long?
What time do we think it will take to get all this together? Someone give me some days.
Well, I have to coordinate with my neighbor. The survey companies are not that quick. How old can the survey be for his property? Because I don't know if he's gonna have.
You'll actually have to ask the building department that
I
question.
can't, I think he has a current survey, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to coordinate.
I hear
think-
buzzing in the back row. Is anyone? Tell me.
I just want to make sure that we're clear to cure this violation, only your property needs to have the permit. Whatever's on the neighbor's property is not relevant for your case.
All right, so she's telling you can carve out the neighbor's portion of the fence from your permit.
Okay, so if I
You still need to get the permit for that portion, but it won't affect your case.
Okay, do I
Yeah.
have to because the survey shows the fence on his property as well. Does that matter?
Well, it'll show here. See, I told you the back row was buzzing here. All right, tell us who you are and
Good morning. For the record, Scott Rodriguez with Planning and Zoning. I'm just up here to provide a recommendation on the extension time. I would recommend 60 days.
60 days is good. Okay, granted 60 days.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do a date certain of July 30th.
Okay, granted, and it's extended till July 30th. Make sure you get your application run through, get your neighbor to start. I don't think there's a case on the neighboring property, so they can do it at their leisure and.
But
get bagged.
he would have to submit a permit for the portion that's on his side.
Whatever highlighted section is on his side, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yours is just for your side. You almost have to tell them to carve out the section that's not on your property.
Okay,
Okay,
all right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
1 and 1. How we? Next, please.
Page 1, item number 2, case number 24-2459. It's a public request for an extension of time for compliance at 1003 North L Street. Property owner is 1003 North L Inc. And actually, there's been a quick claim that was just filed, changing title to Andre T. Boersma, Officer Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Officer Orlando Curette, with City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. Property address, 1003 North L Street, case number 24-2459. Code case was initiated on November 13th, 2024. Case went to hearing on February 27th, 2025. Magistrate ordered compliance by April 23rd, 2025. Owners requesting an extension of time of 90 days. The city is not in agreement with extension due to owner not submitting a permit application until April 30th, 2025, which is after the compliance due date. Also, permit application was disapproved on May 23rd, 2025, due to windows and doors not passing historic review.
Okay. Tell us who you are and,
I'm Ken Boersma.
okay,
So I would like an extension for 90 days. They didn't like the windows that were there. So I applied for a permit to put windows in and they rejected the type of window that right? And
yeah,
So
that's
I
the
not-
window, yeah.
So, and I agree with what they want to do. Like that board, that historic board.
Mhm.
Okay, I just got the rejection yesterday. It takes a long time, like it's historic property, right? So they want to approve the kind of style that goes in. And I said, I agree, whatever they want, I'll do. So, and I asked them, I said, what do you want? He's like, "Show me." Anyway, so I think I know what they want now. And I just, I'm just looking for a permit.
Now, why didn't you get the permit application at least in by the compliance date? That's my.
I did.
Well, no, the compliance date was April 23rd. And according to the testimony, the application wasn't submitted till the 30th.
April 30th.
So,
In the system, April 30th.
Okay, like, what do you mean? Like
I mean,
last time I was here.
yeah,
Okay.
like what I like is effort and.
Yeah, no, I'm making
and-
an effort. I'm
and-
here every
and-
day.
And timely effort to do these things. Now,
So what do you
the
think?
the wrinkle here is the Historic Preservation Board thing,
Right,
which I don't normally deal with because I don't really have historical issues in most of my towns.
right.
So, if he's going through see, I don't know the interplay of the historical board
taking
and the
time.
building permits and grabbing him back up here. Yeah, see, I'm making him get some steps in today.
I need those steps, dude. Good morning, Scott Rodriguez, Planning and Zoning. So staff has requested a meeting with the property owner to discuss
Yep.
replacement windows. As far as I know, that hasn't been done yet, has been scheduled. If this does have to go to HRPB, the earliest it would possibly go is July, and that's maybe.
Now,
Otherwise, it's August. And that's, if this does require it to go to the board, we are looking at a July or August hearing date.
but is he currently before the board is Mike?
He's not. He hasn't met, he needs to meet with staff so we can discuss
I
window
believe-
replacement and then whether or not it does have to go to the board.
Yeah, if he's in the process, sort of, I'm not gonna hang this stuff up on formalities. If he's in there meeting with people and talking to the board, he's conducting some activities towards getting this right. And these guys just want to throw a set of impacts up there and be happy, but they've got to at least match the historical nature of the property and the neighborhoods, et cetera. Yeah.
I'm willing to do whatever they want. Okay, it's just to give the approval, it's just, I want to pull it, I don't know what it's.
All right. I'll go 2-1 and grant this one for 60 days and you need to get everything done. Okay.
Okay, so you just need to,
I need
I need them to
things,
approve it though.
you need them to schedule it and see, it sounds like it may, does this require board approval or can this be done administratively?
I need that. I don't know. If
Is
it's
that-
administratively, we can have it done quicker. If it's board, July is
Yeah.
maybe the soonest we can get there.
June, July, that gets me pretty much to there, at least 60 days out will get me to July 30th and he'll have
Like, these guys are a little slow, huh? Like,
you got to understand you want slow Palm Beach County. People hire people in Palm Beach County to expedite their permits to make them faster than the slowest permits in the county.
right,
I mean, so this is not it. I have jurisdictions that can do it in days. I have jurisdictions that can do it in months. It all depends on your degrees of difficulty, what you have in. I mean, you throwing in a historic board on top of this.
right.
And
the
that's why
problem.
I'm
Yeah.
leaning towards doing this so you can get it all done properly.
Right,
So, all right, granted 60 days, which is back to July
July
30th.
30th,
July 30th.
because that hearing then would be the 31st.
Okay, and then you need to just stay on top of this. You need to meet with people. Do not,
no, I go
do
there all the
not-
time.
Well, get these things to the point where they can decide whether it needs to go to a board hearing or whether they can do it administratively. And you need some action out of them. You just can't meet with them. Okay?
This, I just, you know,
You've gotten your extension, use it wisely.
all right,
Okay?
thank you.
We're going to go to page 5 of the agenda, item number 14, case number 24-1683. It's a public request for an extension of time for compliance at 614 North E Street. Property owner is Leos K. Amos LLC. That first name got me, sorry. Officer Dale.
Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. The owner is requesting a first extension of time, requesting for compliance by August 29th, 2025. This case was initiated as an internal complaint on August 19th, 2024. The notice of violation was issued on August 20th, 2024 with the 60-day compliance date. Notice of violation was sent out on November 18th, 2024, and the property in City Hall was posted on November 19th, 2024. The first hearing date was November 30th, 2024, where the property was ordered compliance by June 30th, 2025 with a $75 per day fine. To date, the property is still in non-compliance. The last physical inspection was on November 15th, 2024. The photos have been added to the case file. The last inspection for the business license and rental inspection was done via Navaline system on May 27, 2025, which shows proof that the property is still in violation. Therefore, at this time, the city is not in agreement with the extension of time for the owner.
All right. So how long did they have in terms of compliance? Was it like 6 months?
6 months. So what happened was the previous owner built a third unit and the new owner bought it and wasn't aware.
Okay. And they had 6 months in order to deal with it. I'm trying to figure out.
Yes, sir. If I may, so my name is Tim Sturgio Allen. I'm the co-owner of Helios Cayamos LLC, the owner of the property. I actually do want to question some of the dates that Ms. Dale just read because I came before you in February at the hearing where you ordered 120 days for compliance by the end of June. And that's why I'm here to request a further extension because I didn't come here until February, not November.
Okay. Well,
So the reason I'm before you, I don't know if you remember back in February, I know you see a lot of people. So we bought the property in August and a week after closing, there was a public complaint on the property for an unauthorized third unit, which we were unaware of until we then received that violation probably 2 weeks after we purchased the property. Since then, we've worked with staff to rectify all minor violations with the exception of 2 outstanding violations of the use and occupancy inspection and the active business license. The delay has been we needed to go before the zoning board for a minor site plan review to authorize the exception for the third unit under the city's affordable housing program. We came to see you in late February. I worked hard to get the submittal to staff at planning and zoning to go before the zoning hearing in the first week in March, which we did. Then the request to legalize the third unit was approved pending minor site plan review by staff. Got all my paperwork together. That's been submitted. There was some missing paperwork, resubmitted. I've also worked with my contractor to do after the fact permitting for some interior issues which need to be legalized for the third unit. So when I last came to see you, you ordered until the end of June to come into compliance. The reason I'm before you now, I'm just being proactive because I don't think it's going to be rectified by that date that you originally gave us. We haven't heard any further updates from planning and zoning regarding the minor site plan review. If they then require further work, which then requires further permitting, that's going to take a lot longer than the 30 days we still have left from your original order. So respectfully, sir, I'm requesting until the end of August to bring this all into compliance.
okay. I'm starting to get a better handle on this. So you still have time.
We still, I've
But-
come
but you-
for you now because I'm out of the country at the next meeting, so at the next one of these hearings, so I'm just trying to be.
But you're
proactive.
trying to be proactive and you
Yes.
don't know how long it's going to take. So you want to make sure they have additional time.
I just wanted to update what I said. The case was administratively postponed. It was supposed to go before the magistrate November 30th of 2024, and we administratively postponed it until the January hearing.
Okay. And then something happened because I was here in February.
You were not here. His case was heard by you in January, not
Okay.
February, for the record.
Yes.
Dates incorrect.
Okay. All right. I'm having so much fun of doing this. All right. So he still has time left. He's worried about going over and getting fined, but he's here early asking for a little bit more. I can handle that. All right. So we have till the end of June. I'm loving this
The
July
July 30th?
30th date. That gives you an extra 30 days to see if you can get this run through, because
I haven't heard any feedback.
you
from
need to
planning and
go,
zoning.
you need to go park yourself there and get some feedback. You don't sit there and wait for it.
My feedback right now.
Yeah, I mean,
So the application for the minor per the conditions of approval, I'm sorry, as requested was submitted in April. It was ultimately deemed sufficient to route to departments in May. So it was routed May 15th. The deadline is today. We're just for the departments to review. Now that's the status of that
all right,
minor route.
so he's got till the end of June. Well, he's got to the end of June, right?
That should,
And
More than enough
and
time,
he's
I believe.
asking for July, but if he gets it done in the end of June, then he'll be
Yeah.
golden. The extension won't matter because it would have been granted, and he'll just feel better while he's out of the country, basically. So he's in the process, though.
he's in process.
Excellent. Yeah, granted 7:30. I should get a stamp. No, I like the guy, he came in here before it's too late. I mean, that's so rare. It's usually, please, I didn't do anything and now please help me. So like that. That's almost vaguely unique.
Page 20 of the agenda, item 71, case number 25-175, property address of 702 Lake Osborne Terrace. Property owner is Highland Properties LLC, Supervisor Hicks.
Oh, we get to normal now. Violations. Waiting for the
For a
queen.
few.
Bobby Hicks, City of Lake Worth Beach. Case number, owner's name and address have been read into the record. Case was initiated on February 3rd of 2025 as a red tag from the building department. Existing violation is 23.2-21. Permits required for all mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and building installation. The permit application 25-1507 was submitted on 5/28 of 2025. All other violations have been complied or resolved. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on February 4th of 2025. Certified mail was received on February 10th of 2025. Property in City Hall was posted on February 5th of 2025. Property was last re-inspected on May 28th of 2025. Photographs have been taken of the violations and have been attached to the file. I did have personal contact with the property owner and representative. City's recommendation for compliance is July 29th of 2025, or fines of $75 per day, plus the administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 29th, 2025.
All right, sir, tell us who you are and what's going on.
Good morning. My name is Charles Fernandez. I'm the agent for the owner.
Okay.
And we've been trying very diligently to get everything done at the home. We've done the roof under permit, the windows under permit, garage door. Our driveway permit was just issued, and we were just able to finally put in for the interior reno yesterday. So that's in for review at this time.
Okay. Should this be able to get through
Yeah.
the system by the end of July? Or, yeah, 7/29 is the date.
I mean, I hope so.
We would hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, someone will hear about it if you don't. All right. So 7/29/25, is that the recommendation? All right. I'll grant their request that this be done by July 29th. Hopefully you'll get everything through. Just pursue it diligently. Hopefully whoever's here will appreciate your efforts.
Also, for the record, the designation of agent form is inside the.
Designation of agent form is there and you have multiple service through posting and other things.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My apologies, we're saving Davey to stay for any more cases.
That's fine. I'm just appreciating the clock's on the right time. It's an epiphany for Lake Worth Beach here.
They have yet to.
Yeah, but they're so helpful. It's so nice having people tell me what goes on.
Right?
All right,
Okay, so now back to
violations or things.
yes, things. So page 21, item 75, case number 25-754, property address of 832 South K Street. Property owner is Ricardo Domingo, Alonzo Domingo, and Felipe Jimenez. Officer Turek,
The
the
Queen.
queen.
Are you going to forget how to do this quickly?
Going to, yes.
He already
Probably.
has.
We'll experience that here at the hearing. What do I do here? Oh, I forgot.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Sue Ella Turek, City of Lake Worth Beach, Code Enforcement. Case and address has already been read into the record. The case was initiated on 3/25 of 25, and it was cited 2-7562 for an expired fence permit. The fence permit was built with has since gone into plan review, and it was disapproved on 5/23. And I have the notes here. The other violation is 12/18, the trash and debris. There was concrete. They were working on that yesterday to get that cleaned up. I was there in the afternoon. I wasn't sure if they finished it or not. But that would be something I'd have to check. The courtesy notice was issued on 4/10 of 25. Re-inspected on 4/14. Formal notice was issued 4/15. The property was posted on 4/16 of 25. Okay, the property was re-inspected 5/19 and again on 5/28. Photographs were taken, personal contact with the owner, and the recommendation of time is July 2nd of 2025 with an administrative fee of $425.29 to be paid by 7/2 of 25 or a fine of $50 per day.
All right.
So, Ricardo Domingo. So we cleaned up everything. We just need the fence.
Okay, and you've got a permit application in?
Yeah, we sent one because last time I did it, I wanted like the fence around the whole property, but this time I just want it at the back now. That's
Okay,
all.
and 7/2, I'm just trying to think if is that enough time to get a fence permit issued? Trying to give them.
Well, the disapproval notes were the as far as the survey, they needed survey shall be a maximum of 2 years old. I don't know if they've resubmitted the newer survey. And the fencing needs to be within the first 20 feet, but those are the comments from when it was denied, and it was just resubmitted on 5/27. So they haven't reviewed any of that yet.
All right, do you have a new survey? I'm just trying to think of.
No, I'm not, I didn't know anything about that. All I know is, I got a survey. And then I re-edited the fence to where I just want it at the back. Cause the first one I sent was, I had like gates and everything. But then I don't want that anymore. So I just want a back fence and that's all.
Yeah, the question is, how old is the survey you submitted? Because they want a 2-year-old survey.
Probably the same survey I got when I bought the house.
And how
So,
long ago is that?
5 years.
Yeah, it's probably too late.
I don't know.
So
Is it 2019 survey?
2019 survey.
So it's 5, 6 years old. Probably still good, but they don't like it.
So he has to get an updated survey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get an updated survey.
so I do
Hopefully,
get a survey.
yeah, you have to,
Okay.
or you
Okay.
got to remove whatever is
The
there.
fence. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
7/2, I would give them like 7:30 seems to be my hot
Okay.
date. That gives you a little bit more time to talk to the survey company.
Okay,
As a practical matter, if you can get the same guys to do it, all they're gonna do is go out there and make sure the pins are still in the right place.
okay,
And it's a lot cheaper and easier than getting someone to do a complete survey.
okay,
But it all depends on whether they're still in business, how busy they are, all that stuff.
okay.
But I'm giving you till 7:30 to get that done because that seems to be your big hangup, the survey date. And if you had a valid survey, it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay,
And it's probably, actually, if you had a timely survey, because it's still probably sealed and valid, but people don't like them old anymore.
Right.
Okay, 7:30, 50, and then admins are granted.
Yep.
You have track and confirm and service by posting. Thank you very much.
thank you.
We're going to go to page 3 of the agenda. It's actually going to be items 7 through 10. These are public requests for lien reductions. It's the same property. 3 have signed STIPs. The other one does not. Do you want me to just read them all into the record?
Please.
Okay, item number 7 is case number 16-1020, public request for a lien reduction at 101 North Dixie Highway. Property owner is Linda M. O'Connor Trust. Item 8, case number 19-2972, public request for a lien reduction at 101 North Dixie Highway. Property owner is Linda M. O'Connor Trust. Item 9, case number 23-1235, public request for lien reduction at 101 North Dixie Highway. Property owner is Linda M. O'Connor Trust. Item 10, case number 24-2220, public request for a lien reduction at 101 North Dixie Highway. Property owner Linda M. O'Connor Trust. Officer Dale.
Krista, I hate to have you call those all, which the
No,
first one
that's
is
okay. So
16,
the
right?
16, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
16, 19, 23, and then I believe the last one is the one that doesn't have the step. 24.
There's a lot of them. Hold on. one second.
He's running out of wall over the inside.
All right.
Well, y'all agreed at 3 out of 4, so I guess the 4th one's the fun one.
Right.
I mean, just guessing. And I have a stack. Thank you. But I only have to pay attention to one of them, though. Oh, no, just 3 stipulations, no thought involved. Sign, sign, sign. The last one is like, you want what? They said, what? And I get to go make everyone mad. All great. I know my role.
Okay,
See, look.
Officer. Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. This is a stipulated agreement for lien reduction. We're going to do case number 16-1020. The City of Lake Worth Beach and the property owner, Linda M. O'Connor Trust, has entered into a stipulated agreement. The persons executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 101 North Dixie Highway in Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all of the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property totals $76,750. The owner has submitted receipts and agrees to pay the amount of $23,025 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $23,025, and the owner agrees to make payment by July 28th, 2025. If the city does not receive payment as set forth above, this stipulated agreement shall be null and void, with no further action to be taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $76,750 shall be reinstated.
Okay. Granted, I mean, I'm not gonna stand in the way of deals people make. I got like 2 more of those where I'm gonna listen to everything, go, okay. So let's get her done.
Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. This is a stipulated agreement for lien reduction for case number 19-2972. The City of Lake Worth Beach has entered into a stipulated agreement with the property owner Linda M. O'Connor Trust. The persons executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 101 North Dixie Highway in Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all of the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property totals $148,200. The owner has submitted receipts and agrees to pay $20,075.66 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $20,075.66, and the owner agrees to make payment by July 28th, 2025. If the city does not receive payment as set forth above, the stipulated agreement shall be null and void with no further action to be taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $148,200 shall be reinstated.
Granted.
Thank you.
Some places I actually get to sign these things. I don't even do that here. It's just like, okay,
You signed that order.
I know, I signed an order.
Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. This is a stipulated agreement for lien reduction for case number 23-1235. The City of Lake Worth Beach, Florida has entered into a stipulated agreement with the property owner, Linda M. O'Connor Trust. The persons executing this stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 101 North Dixie Highway in Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all of the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property totals $450, and the owner has submitted receipts and agrees to pay $0 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $0.
Granted.
Great.
We'll finally get to the real one.
Fun stuff.
Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. This is a request for a lien reduction for a repeat case number 24-2220. This case was initiated on October 7th, 2024, and went to hearing on November 21st, 2024. The owner has otherwise met all requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The repeat violations for this case was 14-32, which the owner needed to pay for the business license. That violation was complied on October 22nd, 2024. And general requirements code violation 2-75.6.2, which was complied on January 21st, 2025. The property was fined at $250 per day for repeat violations starting on October 7, 2024 until date of compliance, January 21st, 2025. So the property was out of compliance for 106 days, totaling $26,500. Due to the case being cited as a repeat violator, the city is not inclined to a lien reduction.
Okay. Now you get to talk.
Great. Jabari Caldwell from Gray Robinson on behalf of the property owner, Linda M. O'Connor. And first and foremost, I would like to thank the City of Lake Worth Beach for their collaboration and
You can tell they represent a lot of governments.
in resolving these code violations and bringing them to a resolution. We were thankful to be able to resolve 3 of the 4 cases by stipulation, and we are here on the 2024 case, case number 242220. While the City of Lake Worth isn't inclined to agree to a lien reduction, we ask that the special magistrate consider one due to the special circumstances surrounding this case. Although, I'm sorry, what was the name?
Letisa.
Although Letitia mentioned that this is on paper a repeat case, it's a bit more complex than that. If I may provide you with the courtesy copy of the letter that we provided the City of Lake Worth, so that you
Show
can
counsel.
follow along. Okay, good deal. And so this is the letter.
That tab is, will get you straight to the case, that we're discussing. So essentially, we worked collaboratively with the city of Lake Worth Beach to bring this into, compliance, almost immediately. However, during this time frame, there were, a bit of external circumstances that were outside of our control. There was Hurricane Milton as well as Hurricane Helene. And with regards to the violations, this wasn't a situation where the violations existed for an extended period of time and the property owner ignored the city's violations. It was more so the property was impacted by extreme weather conditions that further affected the property and delayed the efforts to correct the violations. And although it's deemed a repeat violation, it's under the same code. However, the violations were a bit different. For example, the general requirements for cleaning and painting. Initially, it was regarding cleaning, and then due to the storms, there was like the C was missing off of the CVS sign that was damaged that contributed to the repeat violation. Based on the external circumstances, we would ask that the special magistrate consider a lien reduction based on what we provided to the city.
All right, any objection to defendants number one? Admitted without objection, CVS. You throw reviews in here. Ever seen that? It's pretty cool.
Wanted to be thorough for you.
Okay, what's your number?
So we respectfully request that the special magistrate reduce the lien in case number 242220, inclusive of paid administration fees to $389.
Okay, you see, I thought the old cases would be the hard ones because they had much bigger amounts, but I guess it's the repeated nature of the last one. I see you've already paid about $45,000 in fees, so.
And incurred substantial fees and costs in order to rectify the issues that
You get to rectify the issues for whatever they cost
Right.
because they're issues that you
Right.
have to take care of.
Understood.
Your Honor, just to remind you that you're limited to 10% of the lien for a reduction.
Not gonna give them 10%. God. I'm looking more like. All right. All right, 75% off, $6,625 by when?
We'd ask for 60 days. I believe that comports with what is required in the.
Well, considering it's a big old client, they probably have to run it through a few divisions and departments and
Right.
stuff, so I don't
Right.
have a problem with the 60 days, but they love having a date, so.
The other ones I believe were for 7/28.
That is correct.
Can we use that same date?
Sure, that'll be fine.
Right. Done.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Thank you, city. Right. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you. We're going to go to page 4 of the agenda, item number 12, case number 23-438. It's a public request for a lien reduction at 1502 South Dixie Highway. Property owner is Joseph's Family Car Wash, LLC, Officer Turek.
Thank you. Look, She's back.
Sue Alaturk, previously sworn. This case is, up for a fine reduction. The, section 2-6931 has been met. The total amount of the lien is $36,400. And the city has agreed to the reduction of $3,640.
Because I see it at the bottom of the page.
Yep.
So are we good with that?
No, I wanted to see if we could possibly request a lien reduction based off of how much effort, tenacity, never letting up on getting the process satisfied. If you may consider taking it.
Well, I am considering reducing it down to the 10%, which is the most I can reduce it under the process here. So it's going to be reduced from $36,400 to $3,640
At 7
by 728 or
728, yep.
okay, okay.
what page and number was this one?
That is page 4, item number 12.
Yeah, I'm off by one. There I was. I just flipped the page. All right, so 3640 by 728, and you'll get an order in the mail. Okay,
She good?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
okay, bye.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
What, you want it back? You're not gonna keep it. You're going away.
We're going to go to page 20 of the agenda. Item number 70, case number 25-998, property address of 427 South Dixie Highway. Property owner is 427 and 429 South Dixie Highway, LLC. Officer Dorcius.
Thank you.
Greetings, Code Officer Fedleen Dorsey of the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. Owner's name, address, and case number are read to the record. Property location, 427 South Dixie Highway. The case was initiated off a sheriff office complaint on April 28th, 2025, after closing PBSO complaint number 25949 for public property. Repeat violation 15-39, abandoned property, was an existing violation, but the violation has been complied as of May 23rd, 2025. Notice of violation was issued via certified mail on April 29th, 2025. Certified mails received on May 2nd, 2025. The property in City Hall was posted on April 30th, 2025. The last reinspection was on May 23rd, 2025. The properties in the photos has been taken in property showing the violation. The city had personal contact with the owner via email. Last email received by the property owner was on May 23rd, 2025. The city recommends repeat violation 15-39, abandoned property, fined at $500 per day, starting on April 29th, 2025, which is the date that the notice of violation letter was mailed out until May 23rd, 2025. Hold on, give me a second. Until May 23rd, 2025, for the total amount of $12,000. The property was out of compliance for 24 days. The case history. Case number 24-688 was initiated on May 3rd, 2024. The case went to hearing on August 29th, 2024. Per the Special Magistrate Davis, the owner was ordered to be in compliance by September 29th, 2024. The violation was complied on October 1st, 2024, and that property owner was fined at $250 per day. The city's also requesting administration costs $425.29 to be paid by June 12th, 2025.
Okay. Tell us who you are and what's going on.
So Adrian.
You talk so soft. Could you at least bring the microphone down so they can hear you? I'll strain. Okay, so tell me about this case.
What from my understanding, there's cars that were parked in the property.
All right, what kind of property is this?
It used to be a church. It's vacant at the moment. So
Okay,
there's a body shop next door that keeps parking their cars there. So what they want to do is put a fence there to avoid them to be parking there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even your cars, right?
No.
The potty shop next
The
door.
shop next door.
So they're basically trespassing and dumping their vehicles on
Mhm.
your property so you can get fined. It just does not sound fair. So,
I mean, they put a temporary like fencing at the moment. It's just like a plastic thing to avoid them to park there. I believe they went ahead and applied for a permit to put a fence. I'm
At
not
this
sure
moment,
if
the
it's-
permit's not in the system, so I wouldn't be sure if he technically complied or not.
Sure.
okay.
But they did put up a orange temporary fencing that I've seen on May 27th.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, my problem is it's not their violation. They're kind of the victim of the neighbor.
Unfortunately, the
for-
vehicle was on their property.
Well, I understand that. It's just, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, you have a unlicensed, unregistered vehicle with 4 flat tires and it's been there and it's yours.
Right.
You sit there and you go, get rid of the trash. But
I mean,
this is a vacant building that, the neighbor is taking advantage of,
right, they've
basically.
spoken to the body shop a few times and they remove the car, but then they park it back.
Yeah, well, they remove it until they quit getting
Mhm.
yelled at, then they turn around and say, oh, they're not here, put them back over. You know? But I don't know whether this is really a violation thing or a fine reduction thing for later, because
Where the violation's already been complied, so we're just here to see if we're gonna assess the fines.
I know we're assessing a fine, it's just a question of process. Because, I like your story. It's a great lien reduction story, but there have been violations on the property that come out to a $12,000 fine. And where I am in the process is, there was a violation, it's been shown. I kind of have to go along with the order or the request for the $12,000, but you have a wonderful lien reduction story that you need to come back with after that order gets entered.
Okay.
Because, if I'm here, I would knock the stuffing out of that thing because it's not really your fault and people are taking advantage of that property. But
Right.
where I am right now,
Yeah, I would just gonna offer if you wanted to set the fine amount for a lower per day amount. That's in your
my
discretion.
discretion, so I could reduce it from the 250 a day to
The recommended was 500 a day.
500 a day, and I could reduce it to, how many days is it?
24 days.
24.
24. If I do it $50 a day, it comes out to $1,200. Am I right? I'm math challenged.
We have to get our calculator.
Everyone crack out a calculator so we can do it. Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay, she's got a calculator.
Yes, that would be correct.
Good. What did I say now?
1,200.
See, you're slowing my flow here. I could have gone to medical school if I had math smarts. All right. So it was how many days?
24 days.
24 days times 50. 1,200. See, I was back where I was.
Okay.
All right. I'll order a $1,200 fine on this one. Then you can decide whether or not it's worth coming back for a fine reduction. You basically got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can have it back whenever. Thank you. We still got bodies over there, so we,
Your Honor, just to clarify, that's to be paid by June 12th along with the administrative.
sure. By 7/12
Okay, thank you.
plus admin. All right. Granted.
Page 16 of the agenda, item number 56, case number 25-625. Property address of 504 North East Street. Property owner is Land Trust, Officer Dale.
Officer Leticia Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, case number, and address has been read into the record. This case it was initiated as a citizen's complaint on March 6, 2025. Existing violations are 2-75.6.2. Please remove unpermitted shed from the property. 2-75.6.2B4, remove all overgrown landscape and weeds along the wooden fence at the rear of the property. 23.6-1, bare dirt areas in the rear of the property. 14-32, no active business license. 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection. 23.4-4, chain link fence in rear of property in disrepair. The property was re-inspected on May 16, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 19, 2025, and the certified mail was returned, but the property was posted at the Property and City Hall on March 20th, 2025. The last re-inspection was on May 28, 2025, and the property was found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has not had any personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is July 2nd, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 2nd, 2025. Also, this case was a previous case from Code Officer Dwight Lewis.
Okay, tell us who you are.
My name is Jason Dominguez. I'm trustee for the trust. The chain link fence and mailbox have been replaced and repaired. The shed's been removed. We've seeded the yard in the back. The beneficiary of the trust has 2 dogs that run around and create bare areas. So we've seeded those areas and grass is starting to grow. As far as the business license goes, it's not an investment property, so I don't know that a business license is necessary with the occupancy inspection.
It's not being rented, the property?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It was bought under a trust, and the recipient of the trust is it's his primary residence.
Okay.
Okay, scratch the business license.
No, I'm still gonna do my research to make
Yeah.
sure on my end, but I'll keep that in mind.
If there's any paperwork you need for that, I can provide it.
I wish you would have called or emailed, but I'll give you my information after.
I'm sorry, I forget my ignorance. I thought that's what today was to
No, you,
determine those. I didn't want to bother anyone.
no, you could have contacted me before today, but it's
Okay, that's
okay. I'll
my
give you the
ignorance. I
information.
apologize.
It's okay.
Not a problem. You've done most of this, and you know, you're lucky I have a 75-pound dog and a 95-pound dog that love to protect my yard and create a little strip of dirt along the fence line that will never grow.
The weeds along the back fence are behind a wooden fence. So I didn't realize that that was our responsibility to make sure that that was cut down. So I
It
put
is.
glyphosate down and I've weeded it all, so it shouldn't grow there anymore, but we'll make sure we stay on top of that as well.
All right, it sounds like you've done almost all of this. You just need a re-inspection so they can go confirm that you've fixed the big things to me, in my mind, are the shed and the fencing.
Yeah, I have pictures of it removed and repaired if you'd like.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Show it to the code officer. This way she can at least verify that.
So here's the new mailbox.
Yeah, the mailbox, I took that one.
So the shed's been removed, and then you can see the seeding is starting to the grass is
I
growing.
don't know, that's about seeing,
Okay.
it's like dirt to me, but.
No, it is dirt, but what's
That has
that?
to be, that's slab.
Well, that was there when we purchased the property.
Okay, we'll take a look.
Yeah, you need to take,
So we just bought a Home Depot shed for the lawnmower, and we put it on top of a concrete pad that was there when we bought the property.
yeah, unfortunately, like 5 people actually go pull a municipal file on the property they're going to buy to see what's permitted. As like my former partner and me, and like 8 other guys in the county. It's like, oh, I'm buying a house in Royal Palm. Let me go look at the building file and let me go look at the code enforcement to see if there are any cases, because you're going to find that 75% of the sheds out there that are placed in the wrong places were never permitted.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
they put them in setbacks because it's right on the edge and, you know,
Mhm.
it's good way to hide stuff between the fence and the shed, but they don't realize, you know, there's usually a utility easement underneath that. You can't
Right.
put it there. There's a side setback on the house or whatever. All right.
It's off of the property line, so I assumed that it was, you know, in compliance.
Yeah, well,
Before we got there, so-
unfortunately, you can't assume a lot of these things.
Do I get a contractor to come to remove that? Is that how I would do that? Or I guess how you could, you'll.
I will explain.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him more time to do all of these things because he's done most of these things. So we're looking at the end of July again,
7:30.
7:30, just to make sure you have time to talk to the code officer to see what else has to be done.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know, there used to be a song about breaking rocks in the hot sun. I mean, you could almost do that to the slab. You know, you can just break it apart with a sledgehammer, or actually, if you want to use a jackhammer, that would be more efficient. It all depends. It also gives you an opportunity to go look through the city's files to see if there was a permitted pad there. Odds are probably low,
Gotcha.
but at least it gives you a chance to do that.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, God only knows, maybe they knew somebody. I mean, I was going to put up a playhouse at my house in Royal Palm Beach, and I talked to one city manager, and she said, "Just put it up." And then I talked to another city attorney, and they said, "What are you building?" I said, "It's going to be 8 by 10 feet, maybe 12, 13 feet tall." And she said, "Get a permit." So I ran down to the building department, and I had a picture of something on a legal pad that I was using to try to figure out how much wood I needed. And I put a square of where I was going to put it. And this is back in the days when you didn't need updated surveys. And the guy looked at me and said, "Straps. You need straps." And I'm like, "What are straps?" He said, "Go to Home Depot and ask the guy for hurricane straps." And I did. And I put straps all over that thing. And the guy was very impressed that it made it through Francis, Jeannie, and Wilma without losing a shingle on the roof that matched my roof. So you don't know what's there. People usually don't. It was, I had kids stop and fall off of bicycles going by. They were so impressed.
Nice.
7:30, 75, and you get the admin fee because you get the admin fee.
Copy that.
And you should be able to take care of most of this by that.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Thank you for your help.
Very welcome. All right.
Okay, page 7 of the agenda. It's actually going to be pages 7 and 8.
Okay.
Items 24 through 27.
Wow.
So on page 7, item 24 is case number 25-924, property address of 29 South Palm Way, Unit 1. Property owner is 29 South Palm Way Land 1 Trust. Item 25, case number 25-926, address 29 South Palm Way number 2, property owner 29 South Palm Way 2 Land Trust. On page 8, item 26, case number 25-927, property address 29 South Palm Way 3, property owner is 29 South Palm Way 3 Land Trust. Item 27, case number 25-928, property address of 29 South Palm Way number 4. Case property owner is 29 South Palm Way 4 Land Trust, Officer Bryant.
Trying to do all our cases at one time. All right. Start talking.
Code Officer Juliana Bryant for the City of Lake Worth Beach. The case was initiated on 4/16/2025 as a field observation. All violations of the property are complied at this time. They were complied on May 6, 2025. The repeat case was 23-0539, initiated on 3/20/2023 for violations 12-18, 2-75.9. They were out of compliance from 3/27/2023 to 8/23/2023. Went to hearing on 7/27/2023. Formal notice of violation hearing was issued via certified mail on 4/16/2025. Certified mail received on 4/21/2025. Posted at property and at City Hall 4/25/2025. Last reinspection was on 5/28/2025. Photographs of property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. Recommendation time. The city's recommendation time is fines of $500 per day starting from 4/16/2025 until 5/6/2025. Total fines of $10,500.
out of compliance for 21 days, administrative cost 425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 2025.
Okay. So you have service via USPS tracking confirms. What are the nature of these violations? I mean,
So trash and debris, that is in reference to the disheveled rug, and then the landscape debris is it's depicted in the pictures in the file.
yeah, some palm fronds.
Mhm.
Not that big a deal in my world, but all right, please tell us who you are. And
I'm Carol Brenner. I'm the agent for the owner. I just want to say that the reason you have so many case files, it's really one property. This is an old condominium that is owned by one owner. Really, it's the land trust, and there are 4 units in this condominium. But I guess we're gonna have to go for a conjoining of deed, because this keeps, multiplying, but it's really one property. It's one property, it's one owner.
it's like, do you do a unity of title on a condominium?
We're gonna have to do something, because
It's kind of weird. Do you think it would be just a declaration of condominium for everything?
well, it's a condominium is defunct. The
Yeah,
condominium
you
is
can
defunct.
terminate the condominium. There are several things you can do, but right now this is 4 separate properties
Yeah,
with
4
4
separate
separate
properties,
owners.
Yeah, that's a big problem because it's looking like 4 separate fines. Okay.
Yeah,
Your Honor, I would like to put on the record that there is no designation of agent form in the files.
Well,
I thought I filed that when I did the vacant.
Do you have a designation of agent form on you now? Because we could put it in the file if you do.
No, but I filed it with the vacant property, registration.
I'll accept her
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I mean, you're gonna abuse her. You might as well let her hang. So, all right, so
I met with the officer right away when we got the violation, and we took care of the issue. We had a vendor changeover for the landscape at the time. We're actively trying to fix this property. We're running into vendor issues with materials right now. The property is pretty much complete, but we're running into vendor issues for the final materials that we need.
the stairway there scares
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's don't go out and party and come home and try to walk up those stairs.
That's the issue that we're having. We had a vendor that came and took money and then disappeared. Then we had the manufacturer come with the staircase incorrect. So after waiting 5 months for the materials to arrive, it came incorrect. Then we tried to renegotiate with the vendor that we already paid for those materials that were incorrect, and they're not correcting it. So now we're going to a new vendor to get those staircase materials. So this has been an ongoing issue, but I think we're gonna have it under control. So.
All right, well, we're back in the process problem of I'm at a fine assessment basically hearing, and you're probably arguing reductions right now.
No, I'm not. Yeah, well, I just
So-
think it's a little much. The repeat violation, the property was in compliance last year. The last time I fixed it with when we filed the permits. I've only been on board since October of last year. So we're talking about repeat violations from 2023. They're calling it repeat violations because it happened in 2023. But this is the first time in over 2 years that we've had a problem, and it's just and we are a victim of people coming to the property. We've had 3 break-ins. People come to the property, they dump trash in the
See,
corner.
you're back to the reduction argument. So, and I'm here at a fine assessment hearing, and I'm kind of stuck doing the fines. 10-5, is that on one of them or all of them?
That's just for one of them.
See,
He repeats them for 4 units, yeah.
so we're gonna get the same thing for all 4 of them.
That will be the same thing, yes. Same violations as well.
$10,000 for not even 10, 20 days of, that I had to work on.
Fine reduction hearing.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
all lien reduction. Yeah, I have to segment my mind into violation, fines, and reductions.
Okay.
And right now, we're at the fine stage, and you've kind of admitted there was a problem there for a few days. And, that's where I am. And so it's like 10-5 on each of them.
On each of them, yes.
Okay. And,
Okay, I just deal with it in the.
and you're just gonna come back with a reduction and, do all your bullet points again about the vendors and everything else. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay,
All right,
wait,
so
so
we're gonna
we
do
doing
this sequentially. We'll start with,
so it's 416, the fines are are gonna run from 416 to when?
To 5/6,
To 5?
2025,
At how much per day?
at $500 per day.
For trash and the grass.
fine
Okay.
reduction, lien reduction. Yeah,
Unreasonable. Yeah, so.
I may or may not be here, so it's all up to someone, but yeah. Seems
Okay,
good.
good. Okay.
All right, so are we gonna do these sequentially or just do them all at once, or it's up to you? I can write 10-5 on each of them.
Yeah, it's gonna be for each one.
All right, so
Plus administrative costs, and the requested deadline for payment was June 30th.
Thank you.
yeah, I have a feeling that there will be a reduction request in our future. All right, so on all four of these, I'll do 10,500 payable by June 30th, and we'll see for a reduction sometime, I would
Let
assume.
me ask you a question. So I have to come for each reduction,
No, this is gonna be like, just like this again. You're gonna do all four.
grass liens on the property, then
Yeah,
reduction.
they would all have to be done at the same
You
time.
have to be done at the same time.
Yeah. So you're not getting any more fines on the property because you comply.
Okay,
So just keep it maintained and the fines won't grow. But then you need to come in and do a reduction hearing for everything. If there are additional things. All I know right now is these four. That's all that's in my world.
right.
Okay. All right, so granted on those four. Okay.
And is Ms. Orr here? I had heard she left. I just want to make sure before I skip over. Deborah Orr? Left.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Page 23. Item number 74, case number 25-651, property address of 1230 South M Street. Property owner is Deborah Tangwa, Officer Turek.
What page?
We are on page 21, item 74 at the very top.
Thank you. Great. Got it.
Sir Alatarek, previously sworn. This case was initiated on 3/10/25. Violation is 23.2.21, fence built with no permit. Courtesy notice was issued on 3/10/25, re-inspected on 4/10/25, found to be in non-compliance. The formal notice of violation and hearing issued certified mail on 4/14. Certified mail was returned. And the property was posted on 4/15/25. Property was re-inspected on 5/16 and 5/28/25. And I have photographs of the property. I have had personal contact with the owner. And the recommendation of time, I have July 1st on here, 2025, with a administration cost of $425.29 to be paid also by July 1st, or a fine of $50 per day.
All right. Hi,
Hi,
who are you?
my name's Debbie Tangway. I'm the owner of the property.
Okay,
Ignorance is, no excuse, but I started repairing the fence on my property line because all the pallets with the slats were falling down back in November. The way the fence is up, ignorance again, the good side was facing my property, so I assumed it was the neighbor's fence and it's owned by a corporation. But it was getting dangerous. All the slats were falling down and kids were running through them. So I just, little by little, I just started replacing some slats back in November. And then I got carried away, and then I started replacing more slats and more slats and more slats and got carried away. And before I knew it, I was pretty much replacing all the slats on the fence. That started in November. In March, I got violated for putting up a fence without a permit. Well, at first I said, but it's not even my fence. I'm just trying to do the neighbors, they got little kids kicking soccer balls through them. So I got violated. So I went through the process. First I found out They got a survey, said it is my fence, so I worked with Barry and Fred down at building department. They helped me fill out the survey, they helped me fill out the paperwork, I submitted my paperwork. It was missing something that the removal form from the county had to do, so I had to go down to the county courthouse, have that form filled out, resubmitted all the paperwork. It came back because the survey that they had me filling out, they said it's an old survey, I need a new survey. Fred and Barry gave me the survey and helped me write on the survey of what to do. So, you know, again, I did all the paperwork. I resubmitted everything. I'm just waiting for the permit to come back. I didn't build a new fence. I just replaced the slats, but I got carried away. It just started looking nicer and nicer with the new slats on there that I was like, oh, and the new slats, of course, are 5 inches and the old slats were like 4 inches. So as I replaced one, I had to replace, and I just got carried away.
OCD?
I just want my property to look nice.
Just curious, because I have a daughter. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, it's
I
like,
just, you know.
oh, that one
I kept
doesn't match
buying-
those. I gotta deal with that.
Well, and I kept getting, you know, $75 delivery fee from Lowe's to bring me some more slats, and I just kept, and
Yeah,
then.
that's why you own a pickup truck. Like for like a dozen times a year, it's the best thing in the world. Otherwise, it just sucks gas.
I have a Mustang convertible. I was bringing slats home in my car, but it was getting too messy.
Oh, I have an 87 Mustang. I could load 15 bags
I'm
of mulch
doing
in there.
everything I can to get that permit. I'm sure it's gonna, you know,
Well, we're gonna give you till 7/28.
okay.
That gives you more time for them to process it.
Right.
Hopefully you're good because you've done everything you need to do. And so you ended up with a new a fence that you own now. Now you have a maintenance issue.
That's fine with me. I like my property to look nice,
Hey,
right? So,
I pressure clean my wooden fence every year. My fence is 20 years old.
I was pressure cleaning it, and that's why it kept falling apart.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
All right.
7/28/50 plus admin
Yep.
granted.
plus I have to pay the $450.
Yeah, you do.
Wow. How come I don't just get an extension?
You didn't ask?
I didn't know I could get an extension until I heard these people asking about the extensions. Why did no one ever tell me? I met that building department 4 or 5 times. Nobody told me to apply for an extension.
They're not code.
Code compliance didn't tell me to file it. I have multiple.
Excuse me, Krista Simmons, Compliance Admin Manager. Extensions are requested once an order has been entered. You don't have a code enforcement, or you did not have a code enforcement order on your property. You do as of today. So if he had not given you, if you had not complied by the date he gives you, then you come back and you request an extension.
So it's only after you.
Yeah, you have to be tagged first before you can ask for an extension. You're just being tagged.
So regardless, I was gonna have, whether I
Correct.
came today or not, I'm paying this $400.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, page 6, item number 19, case number 24-2107, property address of 906 North K Street. Property owner is Jennifer Kushner, Officer Bryant.
Code Officer Juliana Bryant for the City of Lake Worth Beach. The case was initiated on 9/25/2024 as a field observation. Existing violations of the property are 23.2-21 for a building permit. The property owner failed to secure a building permit, apply for, obtain, and pick up a permit for new structures, water heaters, and doors. All other violations of the property have been complied. Issued courtesy notice for violation hearing on 11/5/2024, re-inspected on 1/7/2025, found to be non-compliance. Formal notice of violation hearing was issued via certified mail on 1/9/2025, certified mail received on 1/18/2025, post at property in City Hall 1/17/2025. Last reinspection was on 5/28/2025, found to be non-compliance. Photographs of property have been taken showing the violation. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. The recommendation time is September 1st, 2025, or $50 per day. Administrative costs $425.29 to be paid by September 1st, 2025.
Okay, who are you?
Jennifer Kushner's cousin. She's out of the country, so I'm just helping her out with the situation.
Okay. So We have, is this building permit?
Yes, and at the
We have some water
moment,
heaters and
yes.
things.
Oh, yes, he did. Sorry to interrupt, sir.
That's
Yeah.
not a
Well-
problem. So that was the guy who came in and said someone else was coming in.
While they're doing that, Officer Bryant, do you want to change the proposed date for compliance? September 1st is Labor Day holiday.
Yes.
September 2nd, huh?
Yes, September 2nd, 2025. I would like to add that at the moment, there are no permit applications for the unpermitted work. There's also an email from Building Inspector Charlie in the file that shows he has stated that they do need to obtain the permits that were that are in violation.
Okay, and those permits are, just so she can tell her cousin, the fence, well, what is it, the water heater? What else?
New structures, there's actually,
The door, what did I hear?
That's kind of what we're here for too,
Yes.
because we don't really know
Yeah, that's what I'm trying,
structure that.
that's why I'm trying to get
been-
you a little bit more clarity because,
We,
if you change out a water heater, that involves electricity and plumbing, which require those two inspections. If you change out windows, they have to be rated so they can meet whatever hurricane or wind load requirements there are. So that requires an inspection. So I'm just trying to get her to tell you what needs to be inspected.
yes.
so I
So-
think the.
Just wait a second, let her tell
Okay,
you.
yeah, sure.
So according to the building division, there was actually no permits there's a structure in the front, but then there's also a structure that is in the back that was never permitted.
Oh,
At
even
all.
more fun.
So that is what that is referring to. I've spoken with the owner and she's aware of the things that are cited. She's just trying to find a contractor, she said. She told me.
Because you have to post-engineer these properties to get them into shape where you can actually apply for things. See, everyone should pull the files for these properties and see, oh yeah, we got a building permit for one, but not the other. And
Correct.
your cousin bought into a problem because they didn't know, or she didn't know that there was only one permitted building.
Right, so
And that's almost like a title insurance issue, but that's probably way down the road too, so. Okay,
So we're kind of like,
you need
Don't
to
know
start,
what-
yeah, well, they're giving you till September 2nd. So you've got a few months to do this, but yeah, you need a contractor and you need applications in.
we've had a couple of contractors come out and they're just like, what do you want us to do? Because it's already
Built.
built. So
Yeah.
that's a problem too. It's like.
Is
we
it
can't
more of
find
an
a con-
architect issue then? Maybe? Because usually when people try to post permit things, it's an architectural or engineering guy who goes out there and says, we got a guy.
Yeah.
We got a guy. I like this. See, I'm trying to
Barry
educate
Schultz.
you and me.
City of Lake Worth Beach building official. You will need some sort of plans. So the first step I would look at would be getting someone to draft the plans. It doesn't have to be an engineer, but to someone to document how it's constructed,
Okay,
at least, so that it can be judged for compliance with the Florida Building Code. You will, though, ultimately, before pulling a permit, have to have a contractor before it'll be issued so that we know who it is. So it could be applied for with a TBA or to be decided on who the contractor is going to be. If you get plans designed that can be reviewed by planning, zoning, and building.
so building, planning, zoning first.
Yeah, so you just come in for one application and it gets routed to all the appropriate departments.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to have someone go out there and measure it.
Okay.
Width, height, depth, construction material, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have to end up maybe feeding other people into it. But that's, you bought a problem. She brought a problem. Now she's gotta try to fix it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, where was I?
Is
9,250
she being
plus
fined
admin.
or anything? Like, is there a
The
fine?
only fine at the moment would be the administrative fee from today, the $425.29.
All right, but yeah, you will not get any more fines or anything if you comply by September 2nd. And by complying, that would be getting the permit issued, I would assume, by September 2nd.
Okay.
In a traditional forum, that would give you 6 months to finish your project. In this, if you can just get it submitted, all you have to do is basically ratify it because it's built. Okay? All right, thank you very much.
We're going to go to page 20 of the agenda, item 72, case number 25-808. Property address is 26 Buffalo Street. Property owner is OAG Investment 6 LLC. Supervisor Hicks.
Thank you.
Bobby Hicks, City of Lake Worth Beach. Case number, owner's name and address have been read into the record. Case was initiated on March 28th, 2025, from a citizen complaint. Existing violations are 12-18 to remove all garbage, trash, and debris from the entire property. 2-75.6.2B4 to cut and trim all overgrown grass, weeds on the property. 2-75.9 to remove all dead and decayed plant material from the property. Other violations have been complied at this time. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 31st of 2025. Certified mail was received on April 3rd of 2025. Posted at property in City Hall on April 1st of 2025. Last reinspection on the property was May 28th of 2025. Photos have been taken of the violations and added to the file for review. Personal contact through email with the property owner was going back and forth. City's recommendation time for compliance is June 16th of 2025, or fines of $75 per day, plus the administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 16, 2025. You'll see in the email there, the owner wants to install a fence around the property to
prevent dumping,
but that's not going to comply the violations by just installing a fence or pulling a permit. He stated in the email that he submitted a permit. As of today, I don't see a permit in the system. There's something that's in there showing maybe applied online, maybe didn't finish. I don't know, but there's no permit in the city's record at this time.
Okay. Tell us who you are, sir. And
Ricardo Hernandez, owner of the property. Well, we're having issues with people dumping garbage. You know, I have here the pictures and the removal of the garbage that we are getting. So we're having a problem over there that we are analyzing putting a fence. I applied for fence. I got back the application with missing information that I need to submit. I'm working on that. Cutting the grass is gonna be done, you know, before June. But I would like to resolve first the issue of the dumping because it's worse than the grass. That's
okay. Well, grass is easy to fix. It's just lawn mowing.
Yeah.
All right. So
No objection to submittal of those pictures.
yeah, admitted without objection. So
Just for the record, we're getting calls at the property once or twice a week for people calling in, but there's already a case written on it. There's nothing we can do once the case is written.
yeah, and he's paying for dumpsters to unload stuff that's being dumped on his property that he can't, you know.
You'll see this.
It's so easy to tag someone for doing their own bad things on their property, but when the neighbors are doing this, you know, it's much more difficult in my mind.
We are, you know, we filed, this property is gonna be developed, but it's gonna take a year to start.
Yeah,
we filed site plan approval in March. We're in the process. It's gonna take a year or so to get the property ready to be developed.
All right, so I'm gonna give you till the end of July to get this fixed. What's our most popular date? The 28th, we like that, or the 30th?
Either one
20,
you would like.
30 is fine.
But the only pending issue is the grass right now.
Well, the grass.
Well, I don't know if the
trash.
trash was picked up because I have photos, as you see from yesterday. The
See,
big pile.
what you need to do is,
No, the grass was picked up yesterday. I have the emails over there.
Not just in that corner, though, the whole property.
okay.
Yeah.
see, what you need to do is you need to get the grass cut and everything picked up, and you need to call the code enforcement officer out there to inspect it that day so they can comply you. Okay? And then you're going to be in compliance, and then get that fence permit going and get a fence installed so you can stop future dumping. But until that happens, someone kind of needs to go by there and make sure things get picked up, because right now you're the unofficial dump.
And maintained because, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if you maintain it, it's harder to dump something that looks like it's been mowed and cared for. I mean,
No,
you
but
may
the thing is
even
that the
want to try to talk to the building department about, you know, temporary stuff that you could do to make it just slightly more difficult for them to trash your property. I mean, I have sympathy for you because it's not your fault, but it is your property and it is what's, the only person they can talk to about this is you,
No,
because they
we
don't
are-
know
we
who's
are-
dumping.
We're taking care of the problems, so. we
Yeah,
have-
I know.
We have an issue.
That's why I gave you a little more time to get
Okay.
the fence permit done. But what I'm saying is, sometime between now and July 30th, when you get the grass cut and that stuff done, call the inspector out there so they can come out and take pictures and give you an affidavit of compliance or whatever they do to note that you fixed it.
Okay.
And that way, you're done with that portion, but you've got to make sure, somehow you make it a little more difficult to dump and you try to clean it up more quickly.
Let me ask you, signs work in the city, to prevent dumping or ultimate.
Illegal dumping is not going to be stopped by a sign, but it will be stopped by a fence. Okay, I mean, if you can't back things up there, you can't back things up there. I mean, a sign, like, they know they're dumping illegally, the sign's not going to hurt or not going to help much.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
730, 50 plus admin.
50 or 75?
75.
75, okay. I'm on the wrong thing here. Yeah. 730, yep, got it. 730, 75 plus admin is granted.
Page 5 of the agenda, item 16, case number 24-2277. This is a public request for an extension of time for compliance at 321 South C Street. Property owner is Walter R. Chavez. Officer Dorcius.
Code Officer Fedlane Dorcius of the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. Owner's name, case number are read to the record. This is a request by respondent for request, this is a request by respondent for an extension of time for compliance. The case number 24-227 for the property location at 321 South C Street was initiated on October 17, 2024 as an internal complaint. Notice violation was issued on November 5th, 2024. Violation here was heard on January 30th, 2025. Initial compliance date was set for April 30th, 2025, or pay a fine of $75 per day. Existing violations, 14-32, business license, 14-35, use and occupancy inspection. Owner failed inspection number 63081 on January 16, 2025 for the following violations. Please obtain an approved permit for the carport enclosure. Please remove trash and debris from the property perimeter. Please replace missing exterior outlet cover. Owner scheduled another inspection on January 29, 2025, inspection number 63397. The owner was disapproved for the following violations. Please pull permits for the carport enclosure. Please submit permits for all unpermitted work. The owner has signed emails and contracts and invoices, but at this time, no permit has been submitted for the carport enclosure. Due to the age of the case, the city is not in agreement with the extension of time requests.
Okay, who are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Alex. This is the owner. I'm here translating for him.
Okay,
We are 90% completed with the permit. We're just where the GC is waiting for the energy calculations from his mechanical engineer. So he says that he's gonna have everything ready submitted by early next week. If you guys can grant us an extension, so we can submit that permitting by next week.
okay. So you've hired an engineer or you've hired a
Contractor,
You've
yes.
drawn up plans
Yes.
and you're just waiting for energy calculations from another professional?
So he can submit it to the city.
Okay, doesn't sound horrible to me. So they're working on it?
Okay.
We are 90% completed with this permitting, so by early next week, everything should be submitted. If you guys can give us an extension, please.
All right, and then there has to be some time to review it once they've done it, right?
So the permits have to be in approved status, and after he gets an approved permit, he'll have to schedule his use and occupancy inspection.
Okay, I'm looking probably at 45 days from now to give him a chance to get everything done, get the permit issued, and then get the inspections done after the permit is
Well,
inspected.
just to let you know, at this time, the permit is not in the system, so it has not been received by the building department.
Well, I'm gonna let him deal with that. I'm just
Okay.
giving him the amount of time that I thought he asked for, 45 days is good.
July 14th.
7/14. All right, 7/14.
Thanks a lot, Your Honor.
And that way, hopefully you'll get your permit issued and then you can get all the building inspections and everything else done, including your use and occupancy inspection.
Sorry, sir.
Okay?
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. Have you noticed how they we're losing them row by row by row? I mean, the guys in the front were like, I guess, the early appearers, and all the people in the back were like where I used to hang out in classrooms. It's easier to sleep in the back of the room. All right, who do we have left? I have a couple and probably end up having to swear
Yep.
that lady back in.
Yes,
or in.
she came late, the last two. We are on page 11, item number 39, case number 25-223, property address of 404 North D Street. Property owner is George Abante and Yardlene Tabora, Officer Dale.
Thank you.
Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case was initiated as a field observation on February 6, 2025. Existing violations are 14-32, no active business license, 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection, 2-75.6.2, canopy tent on the property that needs to be removed, dirt buildup on the driveway that needs to be removed. 23.4-4, chain link fence in the rear in disrepair. All other violations have been complied or resolved. There was an issue courtesy notice for violation on February 6, 2025, where the owner was notified via door hanger number 14467 with the date for correction of February 21st, 2025. The property was re-inspected on May 14, 2025. Formal notice and violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on February 10, 2025, and the certified mail was delivered. The property was posted at the property on City Hall on February 12, 2025. The last reinspection was on May 27, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violation. There has been personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is July 1st, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 1st, 2025.
All right. Have service via USPS tracking confirmed. Tell us who you are.
Hi, my name is Yardlene Tabora. I'm the owner of 404 Northeast Street.
Okay. So what's going on with this property?
So everything has been complied with. The only thing was the business license. It takes approximately like a couple more days, maybe 7 to 11 more days for zoning to review.
Okay, well, they're going to give a compliance date probably weeks or, well, she said 7/1.
July 1st,
So
2025.
that gives you June to get that 7 days in. So you should be able to do it. Yeah.
She says yes, yes.
She said yes. I say yes. All right, 7/1/75 plus admin is granted. So you have until July 1st to get this done. So keep on top of it.
Appreciate
All right, take care.
I believe everyone else needs to be sworn in. That's here.
All right, well, the last two strays in the back swear here. Raise your right hand. Say I do when we're done. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, they do.
Okay, so now we're going to go to page 18 of the agenda. Item number 66, case number 25-181, property address of 1420 Lake Avenue. Property owner is 1420 Lake LLC, Officer Dorcius.
Stepped outside.
Oh,
We've lost our officer.
We lost her. She's not out there.
We're not gonna run her down. Here, why don't you have a seat for another minute? We'll take somebody else and wait for someone to come back.
Okay. Let's find where we're at. All right, then we're going to go to page 22 of the agenda, item number 80, case number 25-399, property address of 1424 South D Street. Property owner is Suzette August. Officer Tyler.
You finally got to you, huh?
Finally.
We better do this one fast because this stuff could happen, you know?
Don't worry, we have a safe word.
All right.
Officer Tyler, City of Lake Worth Beach, owner's name, address, and name has been read on the record. Property location 1424. Case was open for a field observation that was initiated February 18th, 2025. Existing violation 23.4-4. Please repair top armbar on the chain link fence or remove chain link. 23.6-1. Please eliminate bare dirt areas. 1539 was complied, 1543 was complied, 23.4-10 complied, 23.2-21 was resolved, and 2-75.6.6 was a no recite as it was cited on a previous case that is currently running in fine. Issued courtesy notice of violation door hanger 14216 on February 18th, 2025. Re-inspected on March 21st, 2025 and found to be in non-compliance. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail March 15th, 2025. Certified mail was returned April 25th, 2025, posted at property in City Hall April 16th, 2025. Property was last re-inspected on May 27th, 2025 and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. Personal contact was made with the property owner. The city is recommending that the owner be given until June 30th, 2025 or pay the fines of $150 per day. The city is also asking that the administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 2025.
Okay. Just an observation, your case history. They don't spell business right. I mean, if you want to know if I'm looking at the form properly, I'm like, that's not how you spell business. It's like BUISNESS. All right, so tell us who you are and what's going on here.
My name is Suzette. I'm the owner of 1424 South D Street.
Okay, and I see a lot of debris and dirt. Did we get rid of the doors? I mean, there's doors laying around and there's trash on the ground and the fence is all sort of leaning.
When did you take this?
No, this was all from April, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying, did you
Okay.
get rid of the door? You got rid of that stuff?
Yes,
Cleaned it up a bit? You still
Yes.
have to deal with the fence?
yes. Someone is there right now. to
Because there's
finish up.
something, they need a top post or something, top rail, so. okay.
Right, they can only repair it or remove it. They can't replace it.
That's fine, you know, I don't think this is gonna be a replace it situation anyway. They just have to fix that one top piece that takes care of the fence. And then we have just bare areas, talking about needing sod or something.
Correct.
Yeah, you need to do something, and I can tell you seeding this stuff is not gonna work. I mean, I had my lovely playhouse and I finally demoed it because the kids grew old and they're like, we're not playing in that. No Wi-Fi. So, you know, I put grass seed down and I watered it and I watered it and these little spindly Bermuda things came up and it looked horrible. So you're probably going to need to sod that if you want to get into compliance.
Okay.
They're saying that you need to do this by the end of June or you're going to face a fine of how much?
150.
So $150 a day, which sounds like a lot of money. So a
Yes,
few
this
pallets of
was-
sod would probably be better use of your money than paying a fine to City of Lake Worth Beach.
Right, and just for the record, the amount was set that way because there's a previous case that is still currently running in fine, and that fine amount was set at $75 per
That's what
day.
I was gonna ask you, because last time I spoke with you over there, when I went there, you said me 75 a day, but I just heard.
Right, so I
But
explained the
this is
previous, but that's a
this is
different case than
This, this is your second case, so the numbers bounce.
Oh,
So at least try to take care of this one by fixing the fence.
yeah.
And it doesn't count if you fix the fence and you don't call her, so, and you better call her fast because you may not be around for it. So, so you need to fix these things, and when you get them fixed, call them immediately, especially the sod. You know, if you lay down sod while it's nice and green, have them come by and inspect it. That way, you know, fortunately, we're going to hit the rainy season here in 2 or 3 days, according to the calendar, and we could really use it because it's all depressingly brown and dying out there. So, all right, 630, 150 plus admin is granted. So fix your fence, fix your grass, call the lady.
Yeah. When should I have that done?
You have to have it done by June 30th, and if you have it done by June 30th, all you'll face in this case is an administrative fee.
You gave me June 30th, but at the same time, if I finish earlier,
Oh, please call.
yeah, because I have 2 people in there finish up, that should be finished like in a week, so I'll call.
Excellent. Then that'll resolve this one, and then you can take care of the other case somehow.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And I have another question. This, you asked me to change the board all around, right?
Right, so that's under the use and occupancy inspection, which is on your other case that's running in the daily fine.
All right,
So
so
it
you
doesn't
got-
pertain to this case, it's for another case.
But you still have to fix it if
But
you're
you
going
do
to stop the
absolutely.
fine on that other one.
Sure you did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I have some stuff that I need to show you.
Okay, we
Okay,
can
well,
speak
do
another
we-
way.
Do we have any other cases with you, or is this it?
I have 3 others.
All right, you're gonna have to wait around for her to finish the other 3. Okay, go talk to her.
Yep,
We'll switch them
We
around.
have to get, this other case.
Yeah,
here.
we have to get, all right.
Yep, that had to sit down, so you can come back up. We're on page 18, item 66, case number 25-181, property address of 1420 Lake Ave, property owners 1420 Lake LLC, Officer Dorcius.
Thank you.
Code Officer Federline Dorsey of the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division, owner's name, owner's address are read to the record, including the case number. Property location 1420 Lake Ave. The case is initiated as a citizen complaint on February 3rd, 2025. Existing violations 14-32 business license, 14-35 use and occupancy inspection. Owner failed inspection number 63529 on May 28th, 2025 for the following violations. Please process fence permit application number 251297 into approved status. Damaged wood on rear detached garage fascia board will be repaired with approved permit number 251290. 23.2-21, owner failed to secure a building permit for the wooden fence installation. Permit application number 25-1297 for a residential fence was submitted on May 7, 2025. The fence permit application was disapproved by planning and zoning on May 8, 2025. At this time, no resubmissions has been submitted. All other violations have been complied or resolved at this time. Former notice of violation was issued via certified mail on February 10, 2025. Certified mail was not received. The property in City Hall was posted on February 12, 2025. The property last reinspection date was on May 28, 2025. Photographs of the property has been taken showing the violations. The city had personal contact with a representative, Daniel, via email. Recommendation time for voluntary compliance will be August 27, 2025, or paid administration plus administration cost of $425.29, made payable by August 27, 2025, or pay a fine of $75 per day.
All right, tell us who you are, sir.
Daniel Shamol, property owner, 1420 Lake LLC.
All right, and what's going on with your property? You got a fence without a permit up there?
Got a fence without a permit and got cited for stucco work without a permit. Both permits have been filed. The stucco is approved. It's being finished and we'll call for an inspection when it's done. And the use and occupancy, she needed a couple of things for that as well. The fence permit was denied because they were missing additional paperwork they needed. Which was filed yesterday, or the day before, I believe, and as of this morning, it's in queue, to be reviewed.
All right, so they're saying August 27th. That seems like enough time to get everything done.
Sure.
All right, August 27th is granted, where a $75 a day fine will be issued and you get to pay some admin fees. All right. We still have a guy in the back?
And you didn't give me what unit, which unit, are you here for all 10 units?
Was actually my concern, because there are other owners in the country.
Okay,
We
so-
have.
Oh, we need to get you up to the
Yes.
microphone.
Okay, so you're here on behalf of Betty's Investment Corp?
Right.
Okay, that's what I needed to
6
know.
units in the property.
Okay.
All right,
But,
stop for a second.
Yep.
We got to find me.
I'm sorry? That's you, yes, the 1746. I just needed, he didn't write unit number, so I just needed to know who he was here representing.
Okay.
All right, let's find them here, because we have 10 units, sir.
Oh, is that 10 cases?
Yeah, I think the
Yes.
second.
Oh, whack out 10 at once? Yeah, buddy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's
He's
We ha-
like he's 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, and 10.
okay.
2, 3, 6, 8, 9, and 10. What happened to 1, 5?
So she has 10 cases. It's all at the same address. Let me read the address: 1746 3rd Avenue North. There are 10 units. He is here representing the owner of Vetti's Investment Corp., who owns 6 units, who also, besides the common area violations that attach to all 10 units, on the specific units he's here for, they need business licenses 1432 and 35. So if you'd like, I can read all of his first, or I can read all 10 at one time. I'm sorry, page 11.
I don't know.
We
Where
start-
did I go?
We start at item number 40, and we are going to go through 49.
All right, 40 through 49.
Yes, sir. And so there's common area violations for all 10 units. And then there are 6 units that have the additional business license requirement.
Wow, you're taking up pages. I love this. All right.
So how would you like me to call them?
Any way you
All,
want.
you want me to call all 10 so
You
she can
go
do all
right
the
ahead.
common and then do
Yep.
his 6? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to call all 10 cases with the common area violation. So we are on page 11, item 40, case number 24-2527, property address of 1746 3rd Avenue North, Unit 1. The property owner on that one is Brian R. Reinhardtson. Item 41, case number 25-261, property address of 1746 3rd Avenue North, Unit 2. Property owner is Vettis Investment Corp., Inc. Officer 42 is case number 25-269, property address at 1746 3rd Avenue North, Unit 3, Betty's Investment Corp., Inc. Item 43, case number 25-72, property address 1746 3rd Avenue North, number 4, property owner is Brian R. Reinhardtson. Item 44, case number 25-274, property address of 1746 3rd Avenue North, number 5, property owner is Alex Kazik. Item 45, case number 25-275, property address 1746 3rd Avenue North, Unit 6, property owner is Vettis Investment Corp., Inc. Officer 46, item number 46, case number 25-276, property address of 1746 3rd Avenue North, Unit 7, property owner is Brian R. Reinhardtson. Item 47, case number 25-277, property address of 1746 3rd Avenue North, number 8, property owner is Betty's Investment Corp., Inc. Item 48, case number 25-278, property address of 1746 3rd Avenue North, number 9, property owner is Betty's Investment Corp., Inc. Page 14, item 49, case number 25-279, property address is 1746 3rd Avenue North, number 10, property owner is Betty's Investment Corp., Inc. Officer Dale.
It's because he's out.
Sure. We're doing all the Vettys.
All the Vettys.
Yes, sir. And all of us sound like Betty's. And it's like all these Betty's things. All right, so tell me about it, officer.
So I'm the engineer for
I'm
this.
ready for him.
Sorry.
Unless you're my new officer.
I thought,
Officer is.
I am, yeah,
more
you're right.
important than
Sorry.
officer. It's all good. You'll get to talk.
All right, so
Yes,
we
actually,
are.
our lives.
On YouTube, yes.
Officer Leticia Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. There is a designation of agent form on file for all 6 cases for Vetty's Investment Corp. I am going to start with Unit 2, which is case number 25-261. This case was initiated as a field observation on February 7th, 2025. Common area violations are 12-18, garbage, trash, and debris, 12-7, dumpster enclosure needed, 23.4-19, outdoor storage, 23.4-7, cracked parking pavement that needed to be repaired or resealed, 14-32, no active business license, and 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection. That goes for the following cases as well: 25-269, 25-275, 25-277, 25-278, and 25-279. The property was re-inspected on May 16th, 2025. I'm sorry. All other violations have been complied, which is the 12-18 for the garbage, trash, and debris for all of the units. For these 6, the property was re-inspected on May 6, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on February 12, 2025, and the certified mail was delivered. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on February 18th, 2025. The last re-inspection was done on May 27, 2025. I also did a partial re-inspection on May 28th, 2025. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. There has been personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is June 30th, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th.
All right, so we started with case number 25-261, which is Unit 2.
That is correct.
And then we pretty much have all these issues for the rest of them.
For all 6 of them.
Gotcha.
For Vetty's.
For Vetty's. And I see there's some outside storage issues here. Y'all aren't trying to like violate them for kids' bicycles, are you?
No. No.
No. Because I don't mind the bikes and stuff, but I do like the stuff under the tarp out in front of the unit.
That's right.
That's not good. That's if you're gonna do that stuff, at least hide it in the back. You know, shouldn't be out front. All right, tell us who you are and what's going on with this.
All right, so I am the engineer for Betty's. We are, we're trying to coordinate with the rest of the owners on how to approach the repairs that need to be done for the common areas. Mostly the dumpster, because we need to designate a space to be able to, where it's going to be designed, so we can give appropriately access to the rest of the property and to the trucks, etc. So we're trying to figure that out, and we haven't been able to coordinate that yet with the rest, because as you can see, it's 10 units. We have only 6 of them, but there's also 2 more owners in the
there's a Alex who seems to have 1, and then
Yeah.
Brian seems to have 3.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And you're probably gonna have a site plan modification issue to put a dumpster storage area somewhere unless there's one there.
Yeah, but
Have
we
you
need
pulled
them-
the site plan?
What was that again?
Have you pulled the site plan?
No, I because they haven't been able to figure it out, and they didn't know they needed engineering. I was brought in recently, so I've been trying to coordinate with the rest of the.
No, I'm asking, have you pulled the original site plan for the
No, not yet.
property to see if there's a dumpster enclosure indicated anywhere that you could just say, here, it's already on there, let me permit it, and we're gone. We're good.
No, to be quite honest with you, I'm like extremely new to the case. I just got hired last week. So I'm getting up to speed with everything.
The sacrificial lamb. Okay.
You could say that, but
Yeah.
in all honesty, they weren't aware that they were gonna need an engineer to actually design the enclosure. Until, they figure out that they did. So they
Yeah.
did try to get an estimate for the repairs of the pavement and all the rest of the work, but the enclosure they weren't aware and
Yeah.
until,
Well, my first suggestion to you is pull the original site plan
will do.
and then see if there's something on there that,
Yeah.
if whoever did it properly, they should have had some sort of dumpster and dumpster enclosure.
Yeah.
If it's a multi-unit, and they may just have striped it as parking, and you may just be able to get a permit for that area
Yeah.
without having to go through a site plan modification, because if you don't, you're going to
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I know.
correct. And then I want to also put on the record for the cracked pavement, you may need a permit for that work done as well. Just get in contact with the building department.
Will do.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a de minimis, meaning minor repair. I know I do Royal Palm Beach a lot. If you do 25% of your fence a year, you don't need a permit. You just need to do that much.
Yeah, usually in Broward and Dade County is 5,000. So I don't know. I will find out.
Yeah, I mean,
If it is
because you'll find, but the bigger problem seems to be the dumpsters and everything else.
Yeah.
And,
Business
you all
license.
you all
and
have
things
to
like-
coordinate, and the business licenses are more of the individual unit owners
Right.
issues rather than a common area, multiple people issue. That's
Yeah.
on you if you've got people in there
Mhm.
who don't have business licenses, and it's not on the engineer.
No.
It's on the
That's-
property owner.
It was
So-
all on the same violations. so
Yeah,
that's why
I
just-
can only tag you on the dumpster thing. So I've given my sage piece of advice about pulling the
Thank you.
original site plan. So
Yeah, no,
that's
that
about all I can do. They're saying July 30th. I don't know if that's enough time to do all.
Yes, 30.
June 30th.
June 30th.
I think that's, I'm
Yeah.
leaning towards July 30th. I'm going to give you a chance
Yes.
to
Yes.
do this.
Yeah, because if there is not a designated area for the dumpster on the existing site plan, I'll have to make sure that everybody agrees on the new location.
Well, and then you have to go file a modification of your site plan.
Yeah.
And process it through the city.
Yeah.
Which is going to take time.
Yeah.
Which is why I've given you an extra month, but
Thank you.
you need to jump on this stuff.
Oh, yeah. I jumped on my car at 6 a.m. today to be here. So yeah, we're jumping on it.
So you need to jump on it with the clients to tell them.
Yeah, no, they get
know,
it now. They get it now.
It's time to do something with the property.
Yeah.
You can't let it coast anymore.
Yeah.
I want to also put on record that in the verbiage, it does state for the dumpster enclosure to contact the refuse department. If you don't have that, I'll give it to you again after
Okay.
we're done.
Yeah,
here.
because
But
they're
you
going to
need
want to have a
contact them.
space that mechanically works for the pickup.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a lot of eminent domain cases, and I do turning radiuses for WB 40s, 50s,
Yeah.
semi trucks and all that other stuff. And
Yeah.
you have to get that civilly engineered into.
Yeah, that is a tricky part.
Part of the
space
fun.
is small.
All right, so that's most of them, right? And then we're going to
Yes,
have
so we're-
individual
We're
issues.
done with his
Yeah.
part, and then we have the individual ones.
All right, so tell your client they have till July 30th, or they're facing a
you.
$75 a day fine. They have an admin fee they have to pay, and they need to climb on this soon, because
Will
it's
do.
going to be, this date is going to creep around faster than you know.
Yeah, no, totally understand.
All right.
Thank you
great.
so much.
You're done for those. All right, who do we have individually for these guys? Okay. He whispers so well. Okay.
All righty, so Leticia Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. We are doing case number 24-25-27. This is Unit 1.
Yeah, I love the way you have unit 1 on there. That works for me. All right, so what's going on with this one?
This case was initiated as a citizen's complaint on November 21st, 2024. Existing violations are 12-7, 23.4-19, outdoor storage, 23.4-7, cracked parking pavement, reseal or repair,
All other violations have been complied. The property was re-inspected on May 16th, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on February 12th, 2025, and the certified mail was delivered. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on February 18th, 2025. The last reinspection was conducted on May 28th, 2025, and found to be in noncompliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had no contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is July 30th, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29.
All right, so we're gonna do 730-75 on all, well, on this one anyway.
I'm gonna give all of them the
730-75.
730. Yep.
Well, they're all being, okay, makes it easier for me. All right, so that's one down on unit one. Just for fun. You mailed them and then you got a USPS tracking and so you have service on those.
That is correct.
All right, we get now onto unit number 5.
That is correct.
Gotcha. Same thing, basically?
Same thing.
All right, so you're just reiterating your testimony on unit number 5.
That is correct.
And this is 730-70.
75.
Where's the unit numbers on here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 730-75 plus admin granted. Are we doing the same thing on number 4?
That is correct.
All right, you reiterate your testimony on that one as well?
That is correct.
730-75 and admin is granted. And we're going to do the same thing again on unit number 7.
That is correct.
All right. And you are reiterating your testimony on that one as well.
Correct.
Number 7 is 730.
75.
75 and admin granted. And is that all of them?
That is it.
Okay. Yeah, we got Alex, the single unit there guy. Okay, at least he's only 1/10 though, so
Yes.
good for him. All right. Any more live bodies?
No more live bodies, so if you want to take a break, we can
I
take a.
please want to take a break. 2 cups of coffee, and I made sure I made it through everyone here before I said, I got a party like it's 1999, right? Got it.
I think you have to go upstairs because they're working on the
Yes.
metro.
Yeah, it's out.
Third floor.
Third floor now. All right, this might take. Here we go. Last one, all done.
All done.
That's what we tell our dogs. It's like, here's your last treat.
Yep,
Last
yep.
one, all done.
And then they give you those puppy dog eyes.
More.
Okay, we are back live. And we are going.
And we are doing the Queen's last case.
Yes, forever and ever.
Yay.
All right, give me a page.
She is towards the back. Let's find her. Okay, we're going to go to page 20 of the agenda. Item number 73. Case number 25-234, property address of 403 8th Avenue South. Property owner is Joseph Clayman. For the last time, Officer Turek.
Sue Ella Turek for the city of Lake Worth Beach. The address and owner's name has already been read into the record. This was a field observation and the case was initiated on 2/7/25. The existing violations are 23-2-21, a fence installed without a permit. The 2-75.62B4 is complied. Courtesy notice was issued on 2/7/25 and re-inspected on 3/7/25. Notice of violation was issued on 3/11/25. Certified mail was returned. Property was posted on 3/13/25 and re-inspected 5/12 and again on 5/28. Photographs have been taken. I have had personal contact with the owner, and the recommendation of time is July 30th, 2025, with a fine of $50 per day and an administrative cost of $425.29 to also be paid on July 30th.
But you don't want to come back and see if they complied?
No.
You have no desire for that at all?
My coworker, Bobby Hicks or Orlando, will take care of that for me.
Congratulations on your
Thank you.
retirement granted.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh. Or you could just watch it on YouTube.
There we go. That will be your entertainment.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna have something to say about it.
All right, so now we're going to go to page 1, item number 1.
Let's just go through sequentially. Yay.
Okay, no.
No. We're hopping. We're hopping.
We're still hopping. Item number 1, case number 24-524, public request for a lien reduction at 2220 North Lakeside Drive. Property owner is Christina D. and Daniel, or case name is Christina D. and Daniel A. Becker. The new owner is 2220 North Lakeside LLC, Officer Bryant. And I believe they entered into a stipulated agreement.
Granted.
Yes.
No, you can tell me about it. Go ahead. I don't want to mess with your role there.
Code Officer Juliana Bryant with the City of Lake Worth Beach. The City of Lake Worth Beach, Florida, and the property owner 2220 North Lakeside LLC. The persons executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There is a code enforcement lien on the property located at 2220 North Lakeside Drive, Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of the code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property total $72,750. Receipts were submitted and have been, the owner agrees to pay $5,363 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $5,363, and owner agrees to make payment by June 30th, 2025. If the city does not receive payment as set forth above, the stipulated agreement shall be null and void, with no further action being taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $72,750 shall be reinstated.
And for the record, were there receipts?
Yes.
Because it's under the 10%.
Yes.
Granted. I did it again. So you got to stick around for decades before you get your retirement. All these people will be gone. You could be the boss then, Brian. You can take Bobby's place. Yeah,
There you go.
all good.
All right, where are we going next? We are going to go
We're gonna go
to,
from page 1 to page 40.
no, page 4.
We got part of it right.
Item number 11, case number 24-767. It's a public request for a lien reduction at 415 6th Avenue North. Property owner is Asif J. Zonenshine, Officer Dorcius.
It took you a moment to get
Yes,
to
it
that,
did.
didn't you? Zone and shine. It's just like it spells.
Zonenshine. I had to sound it out.
Code Officer Fedlane Dorcius with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. The City of Lake Worth Beach and the property owner, as this shift J Zonenshine, the owner of agent of the property described below, that the person executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 415 6th Avenue North in Lake Worth Beach. The owner has otherwise met all requirements of section 2-69.3 and 2-693.1 of city code ordinance related to reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing to the property totals an amount of $11,550, and the owner agrees to make a payment of $1,155 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $1,155, and the owner agrees to make the payment no later than June 30th, 2025. If the city does not receive the payment set forth above, the stipulation agreement shall be null and void with no further action taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $11,550 shall be reinstated.
Granted. Simple.
Page 17, item number 63, case number 24-2488, property address of 801 South F Street. Property owner is Tracy Dean, Officer Dorcius.
Thank you.
Owner's name, owner's address, owner's name, case number, and address are read into the record. Property location, 801 South F
Sound
Street.
like your voice is gonna crack. You need to grab that bottle of water and take a hit.
Oh, give me a second.
Yeah. There we go.
Case was initiated on November 14, 2024 by previous officers no longer with the City of Lake Worth Beach. Existing violation 12-18 areas free of garbage and trash. 23.4-10A3 parking prohibited. The owner was cited to remove their trailer observing the back of the property near the fence line from unapproved parking material. 2.756.2 general requirements to please repair loose window trim. 2.756.6 fire safety requirements. Owner was cited to open all closed shutters within 5 days. 15-39 abandoned property. Owner was cited to please obtain current registration, remove any or all vehicles that with no current registrations. And also any inoperable vehicle which is located on private or public property within an enclosed building. The owner has a few vehicles on a property that has missing parts, that's dismantled, no valid registrations, that's currently being propped up and held up by jack, hoists, or blocks. Those vehicles are also considered to be inoperable. All of the violations have been complied or resolved at this time. Courtesy notice was issued on November 15, 2024, courtesy notice 1406, property re-inspected on December 16, 2024, and again on January 8, 2025, to found to be non-compliance. Former notice of violation was issued via certified mail on January 16, 2025. Certified mail was received on January 21st, 2025. The property in City Hall was posted on January 21st, 2025. The property last reinspection date was May 22nd, 2025, again on May 27, 2025, and found to be non-compliance. Photographs of the property has been taken showing the violations. The city had personal contact with the property owner on March 26, 2025 via phone. The owner stated that the violations she was cited for were not on her private property, they were on a vacant lot. Recommendation time for voluntary compliance will be June 4th, 2025 for 2.756.6 fire safety requirements. Recommendation time, June 12th, 2025 will be for 12-18 areas for your garbage and trash, 15-39 abandoned property. Recommendation time for 2.756.2 general requirements will be June 30th, 2025. Administration costs of $425 will be due and made payable by June 3rd, 2025, or pay a fine of $50 per day.
Okay, I hate to do this to you, but I could not understand the dates.
All right. So
7:30.
No.
June
She has
fourth,
three
twenty
different-
twenty-five, June fourth, 2025 for 2.75, 6.6 fire safety
Okay.
requirements. June twelfth, 2025 for
Okay.
12-18
And
trash
15
debris,
and
15-39.
Okay,
Recommendation for 2.75, 6.2 will be June 30th, 2025.
okay.
And admin costs will be due on June 30th, 2025.
And what about the parking prohibited? Is that taken care of?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
23
under June 12th, 2025 as well.
June 12th, okay.
You have fun with that one, granted.
Yes.
You
Okay.
figure it out.
I got
Get
it.
it all in those little spaces.
Oh, I got it.
All right, that's granted.
Okay. Page 18. Item number 64, case number 24-2574, property address of 210 South C Street, property owner is Suzanne Bear, Officer Dorcius.
Owner's name, owner's address have been read to the record. Property location, 210 South C Street, as this case was initiated as an internal complaint on December 4th, 2024. Existing violation, 14-32, business license. 14-35, use and occupancy inspection. 2.756.2, general requirements. Owner was cited to process permit application number 24-1517 for residential solar system that is currently in plan review. Per the email received by the building division on May 21st, 2025, no reviews has been done due to the fee being owed for the amount of $1,037.82 as of June 4th, 2025. A copy of that email is placed inside the case file. All other violations have been complied or resolved at this time. Courtesy notice number 14634 was left on the property on December 9th, 2024. The property is re-inspected on December 16th, 2024. The wooden boards were removed, and on January 10th, 2025, the property found to still be in non-compliance. Former notice of violation was issued via certified mail on January 22nd, 2025. Certified mail was not received but returned to sender on February 18th, 2025. The property in City Hall was posted on January 24th, 2025. The property last reinspection date was May 23rd of 2025. Photographs of the property has been taken showing the violations. The city had no personal contact with the property owner. Recommendation time for voluntary compliance will be July 28, 2025, plus administration costs of $425.29 made payable by January 28, 2025, or pay a fine of $75 per day.
All right. You have service via posting granted.
And that was July 28th, correct?
Yes.
Page 19, item 67, case number 25-487, property address of 508 South C Street. Property owner is
Go ahead.
Agnieszka Zumulas, Officer Dorcius.
Owner's name, owner's address, and case numbers are read to the record. Property location, 508 South C Street. The case was initiated as an internal license complaint on February 21st, 2025. Existing violations, 14-32, business license. License application number 23-23981 expired on September 30th, 2023. 14-35, use and occupancy inspection. The owner's last approved inspection was on April 22nd, 2019.
Oh, well. Consistently late. Yeah.
All other violations have been complied or resolved at this time. Former notice of violation was issued via certified mail on March 26, 2025. Certified mail was received on March 29, 2025. The property at City Hall was posted on March 27, 2025. The last reinspection date was on May 23rd, 2025. Photographs of property have been taken showing the violations. The city had personal contact with the owner via email. Recommendation time for voluntary compliance will be July 1st, 2025, plus administration costs of $425.29 made by July 1st, 2025, or pay a fine of $75 per day.
All right. USPS tracking gives you service granted.
Item 68, case number 25-671, property address of 406 South F Street. Property owner is Laurice Girgis, Officer Dorcius.
Owner name, owner's address, and case numbers are read to the record. Property location, 406 South F Street was initiated as an internal complaint
on March 14, 2025. Existing violations, 14-32 business license. The owner's homestead and mailing address is at 1565 Fern Grand Ave in West Palm Beach. 14-35 use and occupancy inspection. 15-39 abandoned property. The owner was cited to remove any and all inoperable vehicles that is currently being propped up and not being held by its own. The vehicle, you can see there's vehicles that's being held up by concrete blocks, jack or hoist. So the owner was cited to remove the inoperable vehicle. 2.756.2 general requirements. Owner was cited to please clean the front yard. All other violations have been complied or resolved at this time. Formal notice of violation mail was issued via certified mail on March 27, 2025. Certified mail was not received. The property in City Hall was posted on April 4th, 2025. Last reinspection date was on May 27, 2025. Photographs of the property has been taken showing the violation. The city had personal contact with the owner via email. A follow email was sent to the property owner with photos attached showing that the front yard still needed to be cleaned on May 27, 2025. Recommendation time for voluntary compliance for 2.756.2 general requirements. 15-39 abandoned property would be June 16, 2025. Recommendation time for 14-32 business license and 14-35 use and occupancy inspection will be July 1st of 2025, plus administration costs of $425.29 made payable by July 1st, 2025, or pay a fine of $75 per day.
And that is granted. You have service via posting.
Okay, we're going to go to page 16 of the agenda. Item number 59, case number 24-2636, property address of 2316 Park Street. Property owner is Franklin Francois, Officer Domingo.
Thank you.
Carlos Domingo with the City of Lakewood Beach. Code compliance, case number, owner's name, and owner's address has already been read into the record. This case was initiated back in December 16, 2024 as a red tag from building department. So building department complaint with existing violation being 23.2-21. The owner failed to obtain a permit for an additional structure on the backside of the property and a fence installed without a permit between 2016 through 2019. The permits have been submitted for the backside structure, however, it's been disapproved. The disapproval notes have been added to the case file. The permit was submitted back in March 17th, 2025 and disapproved in April 29th, 2025. No other permits have been submitted. Issued courtesy notice was given. Property was re-inspected back in January 8th, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on January 14th, 2025. Certified mail was returned to sender, posted at property and City Hall on January 15th, 2025. Last reinspection was on May 27th, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. Personal contact with the property owner has not been made. The city's recommendation time is for July 30th, 2025, or pay $50 per day after the city's recommendation time for compliance, plus an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 30th, 2025.
All right, service via posting granted.
Page 17, item number 60, case number 25-603, property address of 1802 16th Avenue North. Property owner is Juan A. Gonzalez and Yolanda Torres, Officer Domingo.
Carlos Domingo with the City of Lakewood Beach. Code compliance, case number, owner's name, and owner's address has already been read into the record. This case was initiated as a field observation on March 3rd, 2025, with existing violation being 2-75.6.2. Please process expired permit 21-2268. All other violations Permit has not been updated. All other violations have been complied. Issued courtesy notice was given. Property was re-inspected back in March 7th, 2025. Formal notice of violation in here was issued via certified mail on March 15th, 2025. Certified mail was delivered. Posted at property and city hall on March 13th, 2025. The last reinspection was on May 27th, 2025 and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. Personal contact with the property owner has been made. The city's recommendation time for compliance is for June 30th, 2025, or pay fines of $50 per day after the city's recommendation time for compliance, plus an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 2025.
Okay, service via USPS tracking, you're granted.
Now we're going to go to page 21 of the agenda. Item number 77, case number 25-263, property address of 1125 South F Street. Property owner is Denora Investments, LLC, Officer Tyler. We'll give her a few moments.
She's not retiring, she's just giving birth. Come on.
One leaving and one coming.
You gotta train up this one for a few decades first, though.
Officer Tyler stated Lake Worth Beach, owner's name, address has been read on the record. This case was a business license case that was initiated February 7th, 2025. Existing violations 1432. Please apply for and obtain City of Lake Worth Beach business license for owner Denora Investments LLC and pay any fines that are due. 1435, use and occupancy inspection. Please schedule and pass the use and occupancy inspection by contacting 586-1782 for the owner, Denora Investments LLC. Inspection 53798 was disapproved on April 30th. They did reschedule, and inspection 63875 was also disapproved on May 1st, 2025, for outdoor storage to properly secure a AC shaker window unit, to remove boards from the windows, replace a globe cover, replace the weatherproof plug cover, and to eliminate bare dirt areas. The tenant at that time did state that smoke detectors worked and the fire extinguisher was current. 2-75.6.2 general requirements, remove dirt buildup from the structure. 1218 was complied, 2-75.6.6 complied, 2-75.9 complied, 23.4-19 complied. Issued courtesy notice of violation, door hanger 14204 on February 13th, 2025. Re-inspected on February 18th and March 13th of 2025 and found to be in non-compliance. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail March 17th, 2025. Certified mail was delivered March 20th, 2025. Posted at property and City Hall March 20th, 2025. Property was last re-inspected on May 1st, 2025 and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of their property have been taken showing the violations. Personal contact was made with the property owner. The city is recommending that number 3, the removal of boards from the windows within 5 days, under violation 1435 be bifurcated and the owner be given until June 3rd, 2025, or pay the fines of $75 per day. The city is recommending for all other violations, including the remaining violations under 1435, the owner be given until June 30th, 2025, or pay the fines of $75 per day. The city is also asking the administrative costs of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 2025.
They're just being proactive for the hurricane season, getting ready early. Come on. All right, you have service 5 days on the windows, 630, 75 on everything else. Is that right?
Yes.
Correct.
Cool. Yay. He paid attention.
Now we're going to go to page 22. Item 79, case number 25-370, property address of 1029 South C Street. Property owner is Roland DeRisi, Officer Tyler.
Owner's name and address have been read on the record. This was a citizen complaint that was initiated February 13th, 2025. 1218, remove all trash and debris from the property. 2-75.6.2, remove dirt buildup from the structure, walkway, and parking lot. 23.4-7, to clean the wheel stops. 1217, trash cans and recycle bins must be stored at the side or rear of the structure. 23.4-10A3, was a no recite, and 21.33.3 has complied. Issued courtesy notice of violation door hanger 14209 on February 14th, 2025, re-inspected on March 13th, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 17th, 2025. Certified mail last noted moving through network March 24th, 2025. Property in City Hall was posted March 20th, 2025. Property was last re-inspected on May 27th, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violation. Personal contact was not made with the property owner. The city is recommending that the owner be given until June 30th, 2025, or pay the fines of $75 per day. The city is also asking the administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 2025.
I like the USPS. In transit to the next facility, like they don't know where it is. I ordered something and it got lost in the mail for like 2 weeks. And then they ordered an inspection or an investigation. And I'm like, okay. And then it showed up the next day. It's like, whoa, you don't know what you're doing. All right, you have service via posting. What would you like? Oh, you 630.75 granted. Plus admin. Can't forget the admin.
Page 23, item 81, case number 25-406, property address of 1401 Tropical Drive. Property owner is trust number 1401 Land Trust Service Corporation as trustee, Officer Tyler.
Owner's name and address have been read on the record. This was an internal complaint that was initiated February 18th, 2025. For 2-75.6.2, remove dirt buildup from the structure and walkway. Process expired permit 23-0949 for an AC. 23.4-10A3, parking prohibited, remove vehicles parked on landscape. 6-5, remove chickens. 1218 has complied. 2-75.6.6 has
Like
complied.
chickens are probably good in Lake Wales, okay? Just saying.
Issued courtesy notice of violation, door hanger 14225 on February 19th, 2025, re-inspected on March 19th, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 25th, 2025. Certified mail was picked up from the post office March 28th, 2025, posted at Property and City Hall March 26th, 2025. Property was last re-inspected on May 27th, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. Personal contact was not made with the property owner. The city is recommending that the owner be given until June 16th, 2025, or pay the fines of $75 per day. The city is also asking that the administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 16th, 2025.
There was a term last year, eggflation.
Mhm.
Couldn't find eggs, expensive as heck. Down to $3 a dozen in Costco.
Rid of the chickens.
Get rid of the chickens. 616.75 plus admin is granted.
Okay, we're jumping around again.
Because we've got strays left.
Yes, we're going to go to page 4 of the agenda, item number 13, case number 25-37. It's a public request for an extension of time for compliance at 1225 North K Street. Property owner is Charles R. Wade, Officer Correct.
Thank you.
Officer Orlando Correct, City of Lake Worth Beach, Code Division. Property address is 1225 North K Street, case number 25-0037. Code case was initiated on January 9th, 2025. Case went to hearing on March 27th, 2025. Magistrate ordered compliance by April 28th, 2025. Owner is requesting an extension of time of 90 days. The city is in agreement with extension request. All prior violations have been complied.
Granted, and
Let's get a date certain here.
does Ms. Simmons want a date certain
I
here?
do 30, 60, 90. Let's do August 29th.
8/29. All right, extended 8/29 granted. Thank you.
We are going to now go to page 8. Item number 28, case number 24-2610 with a property address of 1504 North K Street. Property owner is Daisy M. and Walter O. Lopez. Officer Correct.
Officer Orlando Curette, City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. Owner's name, address, and case number has already been read into the record. Case was initiated on December 10th, 2024 during a field observation. Existing violations are 23.2-21. Apply for, obtain, and pick up a permit for wooden fence and new windows. Owner has submitted requests for permits on May 5th, 2025 and currently in plan review. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on January 17th, 2025. Certified mail was delivered on January 22nd, 25. Posted at Property and City Hall on January 23rd, 2025. Last reinspection was on May 21st, 25. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. Personal contact, the city has had personal contact with the property owner. City's recommendation time for compliance is June 30th, 25, or fines of $50 per day, plus the administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 25.
All right, USPS tracking confirms says you have service and 630.50 granted plus admin.
Okay, item 30, case number 25-192, property address of 332 Wellesley Drive. Property owner is Patricia Breezney. Officer Correct.
Officer Orlando Curette, City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. Owner's name, address, and property name, address, and case number has been read into the record. Case was initiated on February 4th, 2025 during a field observation. Existing violations are 23.2-21. Apply for, obtain, and pick up a permit for new wooden fence. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail March 5th, 25. Certified mail was returned to sender. Posted at Property and City Hall on March 6th, 25. Last reinspection was on May 21st, 25. Photographs for the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. City's recommendation time for compliance is June 30th, 25, or fines of $50 per day, plus the administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 25.
All right, service via posting, 630.50 granted.
Page 9, item 31, case number 25-324, property address of 1102 North Dixie Highway. Property owner is 1102 LLC. Officer Correct.
Officer Orlando Curette, City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. Owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. Case was initiated on February 11th, 2025 during a field observation. Existing violations are 23.2-21. Apply for, obtain, and pick up a permit for new windows and new front door. 14-32. Please apply for and obtain a City of Lake Worth Beach business license for owner 1102 LLC. 14-35. Please contact our code division to schedule and pass a use and occupancy inspection for owner 1102 LLC. All other violations have been complied. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail March 18th, 2025. Certified mail was in transit as of May 23rd, 2025. Posted at Property and City Hall on March 20th, 2025. Last reinspection was on May 23rd, 25. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. City's recommendation time for compliance is June 30th, 25, or fines of $75 per day, plus administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 25.
All right, USPS tracking confirms useless. You have a affidavit of posting. So you have service. 63075, I believe that one?
Yes.
Granted.
Now page 10, item 34, case number 25-653, property address of 2602 Bucknell Lane. Property owner is Deborah J. Orr, Officer Correct.
Officer Orlando Correct, City of Lake Worth Beach Code Division. Owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. Case was initiated on March 10th, 2025 during a field observation. Existing violations are 2-75.6.2. Please repair, repaint, chipping, peeling paint on fascia. Please repair damaged broken soffit. Please repair, replace damaged rotted wood siding. Please repair peeling, chipping paint on structure. Please remove dirt mildew on wooden fence. 2-75.6.6. Please open, remove, close shutters on all windows. All other violations have been complied. Former notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on April 4th, 25. Certified mail was returned to sender. Posted at property and City Hall on April 4th, 25. Last reinspection was on May 28th, 2025. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. This case will be bifurcated, giving owner until June 3rd, 2025 for code section 2-75.6.6 for life, health, safety, and June 30th for the remaining violations, or fines of $50 per day plus administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 25.
All right, just for my knowledge, the 6350 is which one? Fire safety, the weeds, the what?
The 6/3, June 3rd, 2025 is for the closed shutters on the windows.
Okay. Got it. 6/3 on the windows plus a $50 fine if they don't, 630 on the rest of it, 50 if they don't, and
Yes, sir.
admin 2. Then you have service field posting.
Okay, now we're going to go back to page 1 of the agenda. Item number 3, case number 21-1369. This is a public request for a lien reduction at 210 North East Street. Property owner is Selcook M. Gnarly, Officer Dale, and they've entered into a stipulated agreement.
Oh my God, she has a stack.
Yes.
I was like, oh yeah.
She's the last one, though.
She may be the last one, but she is not the least of the last. She's got a stack higher than everybody else. It's all good. I get paid by the hour.
Officer Letisa Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. The City of Lake Worth Beach has entered into a stipulated agreement with the property owner Gnarly Selk M. The persons executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 210 North East Street in Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all of the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property is $18,100, and the owner agrees to pay $1,810 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $1,810, and the owner agrees to make the payment by June 23rd, 2025. If the city does not receive payment as set forth above, the stipulated agreement shall be null and void with no further action to be taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $18,100 shall be reinstated.
Even I can do that math. 90% off. 1810 by 623 is granted.
Now we're going to go to page 2, item 4, case number 23-1887. This is a public request for a lien reduction at 1106 North G Street. Case name is Charles F. Shaw Trust. The new owner is Ellis Girls Company, LLC, Officer Dale, and they entered into a stipulated agreement.
Officer Letisa Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, case, and address has been read into the record. The City of Lake Worth Beach has entered into a stipulated agreement with the property owners Ellis Girls Company, LLC. The persons executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 1106 North G Street in Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all of the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property totals $13,650, and the owner agrees to pay $1,365 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $1,365, and the owner agrees to make payment by June 30th, 2025. If the city does not receive payment as set forth above, the stipulated agreement shall be null and void with no further action to be taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $13,650 shall be reinstated.
I guess Ben Ellis has daughters.
I know, right?
1365 is granted.
Item number 5, case number 23-2342 is a public request for a lien reduction at 1131 North F Street. Property owner is Carlos Guerrera and Monica Gomez. Officer Dale, and they entered into a stipulated agreement.
Officer Leticia Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. The City of Lake Worth Beach has entered into a stipulated agreement with the property owners Carlos Guerrera and Monica D. Gomez. The persons executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 1131 North F Street in Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all of the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property totals $17,450, and the owner agrees to pay $1,745 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $1,745, and the owner agrees to make payment by July 28, 2025. If the city does not receive payment set forth as above, the stipulated agreement shall be null and void with no further action to be taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $17,450 shall be reinstated.
1745 by 628 is granted. Thank you.
Item number 6, case number 24-534. It's a public request for a lien reduction at 1725 LaView Avenue. Property owner is Yari LLC, Officer Dale, and they entered into a stipulated agreement.
Officer.
The theme.
Yeah. Officer Leticia Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. The City of Lake Worth Beach has entered into a stipulated agreement with the property owners Yari LLC. The persons executing the stipulated agreement have the authority to enter into this agreement and bind. There's a code enforcement lien on the property located at 1725 LaView Avenue in Lake Worth Beach. Owner has otherwise met all of the requirements of sections 2-69.3 and 2-69.3.1 of the city's Code of Ordinances relating to the reduction of code enforcement liens. The lien existing on the property totals $17,400, and the owner agrees to pay $1,740 to settle and release the lien. The city will recommend to the special magistrate that an order be entered reducing the lien to $1,740, and the owner agrees to make the payment by June 23rd, 2025. If the city does not receive payment as set forth above, the stipulated agreement shall be null and void with no further action to be taken by the city, and the existing lien amount of $17,400 shall be reinstated.
These must have been done really close to each other because there's only $5 difference between the two. 1740 by 628 is granted.
Now we're going to jump to page 10 of the agenda. Item number 35, case number 24-2347, property address of 1709 Sunset Avenue. Property owner is the Ayla Lurie and Hannah Lurie Trust. Hannah L. Lurie as trustee. Or actually, I take that, reverse that. It's the Hannah L. Lurie Trust with Ayla and Hannah as trustees. Officer Dale.
Officer Leticia Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case was initiated as a field observation on October 24th, 2024. Existing violations are 12-18, garbage, trash, and debris. All other violations have been complied. There was an issue courtesy notice of violation with the door hanger number 14823 that was given with the date for correction of November 25th, 2024. The owner was referred to Healthier Lake Worth Beach for assistance. When the property was re-inspected on November 26, 2025, an additional 30 days was given for compliance, in which the property was re-inspected on January 3rd, 2025, and still found to be in noncompliance. The property is re-inspected on May 9th, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on January 6th, 2025, and the certified mail was returned. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on January 8th, 2025. The last reinspection was on May 28th, 2025, and found to be in noncompliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. There has been personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is June 30th, 2025, with the $50 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 2025.
My wife says there are yard people and not yard people. Says they're not yard people. 6:30, 50 plus admin is granted.
Item 36, case number 25-63, property address of 718 North B Street. Property owner is Manuel M. and Michaela P. Manuel, Officer Dale.
Officer Leticia Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case will be ordered as a bifurcated order. The case that was initiated on January 13th, 2025 is a field observation. Existing violations are 14-32, no active business license. 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection. However, the last use and occupancy inspection was conducted on May 27th of 2023, inspection number 58015, and it was disapproved to the following violations that were observed. Unpermitted tent installed in the rear, gutters in disrepair. Please repair damaged wooden fence with an approved permit. Please remove all trash and debris from the property's perimeter. Please replace missing cable box cover. Please renew registrations to the black Toyota or remove the vehicle. Please repair damaged wooden planks that goes around the property. Please repair damaged wood on decorative awnings. Please repair damaged wood observed on the rear wooden tent. Please unblock the door observed near the carport for egress. 2-75.6.2, missing house numbers, dirt buildup on the driveway, cracks in the driveway. 23.2-21, permit is required for the lean-to accessory structure and the driveway addition that was added between 2015 and 2019, installed on the property without a permit, and to date, no permit application has been submitted. 23.4-19, outdoor storage, and 23.4-4, wooden fence throughout the entire property is in disrepair. The property was re-inspected on May 7, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on January 15, 2025, and the certified mail was delivered. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on January 21st, 2025. The last re-inspection was done on May 28, 2025, and found to be in noncompliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time for the violations that are not bifurcated is June 30th, 2025, with the $75 per day fine. And the bifurcated portion of this case will be under the 14-35 violation, where it was noted that please unblock the door observed near the carport for means of egress issue, with the recommendation time of June 23rd, 2025, and a $75 per day fine, to also include an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th.
All right, double service, block door 623.75, everything else 630.75 plus admin granted.
Item 37, case number 25-104, property address of 1109 7th Avenue North. Property owner is Jorge L. Gonzalez, Officer Dale.
Officer Leticia Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case was initiated as an internal complaint. The building official did see the owner doing roof repairs to the building, and this case was initiated on January 17, 2025. Existing violations are 14-32, no active business license for the owner, JLG Auto Repair, Inc. 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection. 2-75.6.2, dirt buildup on the driveway area. 23.2-21, permit needed for roof repairs per the building department, and to date, no permit application has been submitted. 23.4-7, damaged or broken wheel stops. All other violations have been complied.
The property was re-inspected on May 14, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on January 28, 2025, and the certified mail was delivered. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on January 30th, 2025. The last re-inspection was done on May 27, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is June 30th, 2025, with a $100 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by June 30th, 2025.
All right, once again, double service, 630-100. Admin is granted.
Page 11, item 38, case number 25-198, property address of 415 North H Street. Property owner is Dovich Shlomo Wiener, Officer Dale.
The stocks are about even now.
We getting through it. I told you I'll get through it.
Well, we've got to get through it.
Quick,
How
though.
long? All good.
Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, case number, and address has been read into the record. This case was initiated as a field observation on February 25th, 2025. Existing violations are 2-75.6.2, broken or damaged cracked cement tiles in the walkway, missing crawl screen, chipping or peeling paint on the property, and dirt buildup on the rear driveway. 23.4-19, outdoor storage. 23.4-3, missing exterior light bulb cover. 23.6-1, landscape maintenance, freshen up all landscape rock areas on the property, and bare dirt areas in the landscape replaced with living ground cover. 23.4-4, chain link fence and disrepair in the rear. 12-18, garbage, trash, and debris on the property. 2-75.6.2B4, overgrown vegetation on the fence in the rear. Issue courtesy notice of violation on February 6, 2025 to the owner via door hanger number 14467 with the date for correction of February 21st, 2025. The property was re-inspected on May 8th, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 5th, 2025, and the certified mail was returned, but the property was posted at the Property and City Hall on March 7th, 2025. The last re-inspection was on May 28th, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has not had personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is July 1st, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 1st, 2025.
Whoever sells you toner is making a ton of money.
Oh, gosh.
All
Krista,
right.
it needed to be in the file.
Yeah, 6:30. Now we're on 7-1. So you're spreading out your inspection?
I have to, yes.
See, I'm figuring this out. Why don't we do 6:30 and then we do, oh, now I'm understanding.
Yep, gotta
Gotcha.
spread 'em
Gotta
out.
Spread them out so you can only do so many in a day. All right. 7-1, 75 plus admin is granted.
Okay, now we are jumping to,
Got the rest of the stack, wherever 2 is.
yes, page 14. Item 51, case number 25-484, property address of 330 North East Street. Property owner is GMCO Family Rentals LLC. Officer Dale.
Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case was initiated as an internal license complaint on February 21st, 2025. Existing violations are 14-32. 14-35, no use in occupancy inspection. However, on April 1st, 2025, inspection number 61173 was disapproved. The owner needs to replace all bare dirt areas with living ground cover, remove all chipping paint from the property to include the fascia on the main structure and the entire accessory structure, and repaint. Repair or replace all damaged exterior lights to include the light bulb cover, replace missing crawl screen, repair, remove, or replace all dry rotted wood and damaged wood on the carport structure to include the door and repaint, replace the doorknob on the side door, remove all garbage, trash, and debris from the rear of the property, remove the vegetation from growing on the roof of the accessory structure, remove dirt buildup and peeling paint from the carport and repaint. Damaged wood or hole in the fascia on the side of the structure needs to be repaired. The property was re-inspected on May 16, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 12, 2025, and the certified mail was delivered.
The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on March 14th, 2025. The last reinspection was on May 27, 2025, and found to be in noncompliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is July 1st, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 1st, 2025.
So that's the neighbor's new fence or their?
The neighbors.
Kind of thought so. It looked too neat for the rest of it. Okay, 7175 and admin is granted.
Okay, page 15, case number 53, item number 53, case number 25-503. Property address of 531 North B Street. Property owner is Shangri-La 1510 LLC. Officer Dale.
Officer Letisa Dell with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case will be
Bifurcated
Thank you.
because it's all highlighted here, so I should figure it out.
This case was initiated as an internal license complaint on February 24th, 2025. Existing violations are 12-17. Remove the garbage cans from public view. 12-18, remove all garbage, trash, and debris from the entire property. 14-32, no active business license. 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection. On May 16, 2025, inspection number 52513 was disapproved. The owner needs to remove all garbage, trash, and debris and outdoor storage from the entire property to include mops, mop buckets, all broken tiles, and carport area. Eliminate all dirt buildup from the entire property and repaint the entire property to include the structure and the shed. Repair all damaged or broken awnings and repaint or remove. Remove all landscape debris from the entire property to include coconuts, leaves, dead palm fronds, etc. Repair the porch railings to be sturdy and secure. Remove all nails from windows within 5 days for means of egress. Replace all missing crawl screens throughout the entire property. Repair, replace the broken windows. Place the house numbers on the structure to be seen from the public right-of-way. Replace all missing mailbox closures. Remove all unregistered vehicles from the property. Replace, remove, or repair all damaged outdoor tiles on the property. Replace doorknob to be properly secured. Repair, replace all damaged or broken and dry wadded wood throughout the entire property to include the wood siding, fascia, soffit, window panels, door frames, porch posts, etc., and repaint. Replace all damaged, missing exterior light fixtures and bulbs and covers throughout the entire property. Remove all chipping, peeling, faded paint from the entire property and repaint to include the shed. Repair, repaint all cracks and stucco. Repair, replace, or remove all wooden fence slabs in disrepair and clean it. Repair or remove the chain link fence in disrepair. Remove all vegetation growing through the wooden fence into the alleyway. Seal all cracks in the concrete pavement to include the driveway. A permit is needed for the new door and the new frame installed after March 2024. Repair, replace, or remove the gutter spout in disrepair. Replace all bare dirt areas with living ground cover. Cut, mow, and trim all overgrown landscape and remove all weeds throughout the entire property. This was added after the inspection was conducted, but the owner was made aware to secure all loose hanging wires to the structure or remove all concrete bricks used as landscape borders, as this is considered garbage, trash, and debris. 15-39, remove all unregistered vehicles from the entire property. 2-75.6.2, the house numbers cannot be seen from the public right-of-way. Make them visible. Damage rotted wood on the fascia. Eliminate all dirt buildup on the entire property to include the structure, all concrete walkway areas, porch areas, awning, doors, driveway, carport, and fence. Replace all damaged outdoor tiles on the property. Repair or replace all damaged discolored soffit and fascia on the entire property. Replace any missing light globes on the entire property. The mailboxes in disrepair. And apply for and attain and pick up a permit for the new door and door frame installed after March 2024. 2-75.6.2B4, vegetation growing through the wooden fence into the alley. 2-75.6.6, open all closed shutters on all windows within 5 days for means of egress. 2-75.9, remove all landscape and debris from the entire property. 23.4-19, remove all outdoor storage on the entire property to include the concrete cinder blocks, hoses, bicycles, cleaning products, and equipment. 23.4-4, chain link fence in disrepair and the wooden fence in disrepair. 23.4-7, seal all cracks in concrete pavement on the entire property. 23.4-10A3, remove all vehicles parked on the landscape. The property is re-inspected on May 16, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 12, 2025, and the certified mail was delivered. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on March 14, 2025. The last reinspection was on May 28, 2025, and the property was still found to be in noncompliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time for all violations that are not bifurcated is July 1st, 2025, with a $75 per day fine. The bifurcated violation 2-75.6.6, which is open all closed awnings and shutters on the windows. And the only section of 14-35 that will be bifurcated is to remove all the nails from the windows within 5 days. The date for correction would be June 23rd for those two bifurcated orders, and the $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 1st.
Okay. Doesn't sound like Shangri-La, does it?
No.
Shangri-La 1510 LLC owns the property. And then you just get the evils of WFS, wood frame structures in Florida. Bad move. All right, so we have 5 days on the awning, shutters, and nails.
Correct.
And everything else is 7,175, and we have an
Right.
admin fee.
So
So
it's
the-
6.3 or 6.20?
623.
6.23
Mhm.
for the nails and the
Shutters.
The shutters.
and the shutters.
Mhm,
Okay.
The awnings and the shutters.
See, I got it.
Okay.
Granted.
54?
54?
54, case number 25-505, property address of 510 North G Street. Property owner is Tree LLC, Officer Dale.
She's got all the big ones done now. It's a whole bunch of little ones.
Yep.
Officer Leticia Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case was initiated as an internal license complaint on February 24th, 2025. Existing violations are 14-32, no active business license for the owner, Tree LLC, and the tenant Tile and Marble Works, Inc. 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection for the owner, Tree LLC, and the tenant Tile and Marble Works, Inc. 2-75.6.2, damaged gutter spout, metal attaching to the structure, replace it and secure it properly to the structure. 23.2-21, a permit is needed for the Tile and Marble business sign on the building, or they can remove it. The property was re-inspected on May 16, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 17, 2025. The certified mail was delivered. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on March 19, 2025. The last re-inspection was on May 28, 2025, and found to be in noncompliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has had personal contact with the property owner. City's recommendation time is July 1st, 2025, with a $100 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 1st, 2025.
All right, once again, double service, 71100 plus admin is granted.
Item 54, case number 25. Oh, I just did that one.
We'll do it
Sorry.
again. I mean, if you want it.
Item 55, case number 25-522, property address of 524 North F Street. Property owner is FRHP Venture 524 and F LLC, Officer Dale.
Officer Leticia Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This case was initiated as an internal license complaint on February 24th, 2025. Existing violations are 12-18, garbage, trash, and debris throughout the entire property. 14-32, no active business license. 14-35, no use and occupancy inspection. 2-75.6.2, remove the rubber tiles from the property being used as parking area and replace it with living ground cover. 2-75.6.2B, for weeds throughout the property. 23.6-1, freshen up all mulch areas and replace all bare dirt areas with approved living ground cover. The property is re-inspected on May 16, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on March 17, 2025, and the certified mail was returned. The property was posted at the Property and City Hall on March 19, 2025. The last reinspection was on May 22nd, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. I did do a partial reinspection on the 28th of 2025, and the property was still in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has not had any personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation time is July 2nd, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 2nd, 2025.
Okay, well, we got the 30th and the 1st all taken care of. We're bouncing to the 2nd. 7/2/75, admin granted.
Now we're going to go to page 16 of the agenda. Item number 57, case number 25-963. Property address of 209 North B Street. Property owner is Anisets Transportation LLC. Officer Dale.
Officer Leticia Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, address, and case number has been read into the record. This order will be ordered as a bifurcated order. It was initiated as a field observation on April 22nd, 2025. Existing violations are 2-75.6.4, outside plumbing fixture is missing the cover. 2-75.9, landscape debris on the property. 23.419, outdoor storage throughout the entire property, and 2-75.6.6, boards on the window. The property is re-inspected on May 20th, 2025. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on April 29, 2025, and the certified mail was undeliverable, but the property was posted at the Property and City Hall on May 1st, 2025. Last reinspection was on May 28, 2025, and found to be in non-compliance. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has not had personal contact with the property owner. The city's recommendation for all violations that are not bifurcated is July 2nd, 2025, with a $75 per day fine. And the bifurcated violations would be 2-75.6.4 for the outside plumbing fixture that's missing the cover, and 2-75.6.6 with the boards on the window. The city's recommendation time for that is June 23rd, 2025, with a $75 per day fine and an administrative cost of $425.29 to be paid by July 2nd, 2025.
Okay, so 623 on LWCO 2-75.6.4 and 2-756.6. Everything else is 7/2/75. Look at that. He's picking this stuff up. Granted.
Last one, item 58, case number 25-981.
It's like, do you do all the work for everybody here? I mean, I understand the Queen. I mean, this is her last month, but.
Property address of 209 North B Street. Property owner is Anisets Transportation LLC. Officer Dale.
Officer Leticia Dale with the City of Lake Worth Beach Code Compliance. The owner's name, case number, and address has been read into the record. This is a repeat case that was initiated on April 25th, 2025. Existing violations are 12-18, garbage, trash, and debris throughout the entire property. 2-75.6.2, dirt buildup on the property, chipping or peeling paint on the structure, excessive bugs on the structure, and cracks in the walkway areas. 23.4-3, the broken and damaged unsecure light fixture needs to be properly mounted. Formal notice of violation and hearing was issued via certified mail on April 29, 2025, and the certified mail was undeliverable, but the property was posted at the Property and City Hall on May 1st, 2025. Photographs of the property have been taken showing the violations. The city has not had any personal contact with the property owner. The order has been attached to the case file for the repeat case number 24-0164, citing violations 12-18, 2-75.6.2, and 23.4-3, which was initiated on January 26, 2024, and went to hearing May 30th, 2024, and ordered compliance by July 14, 2024, or they had to pay a $75 per day until full compliance. All violations were complied by January 22nd, 2025, and the property was in non-compliance for 192 days, totaling $14,400. At this time, the city is requesting a fine of $500 per day from April 25th, 2025 until date of full compliance. To date, the property is still in non-compliance.
But they've got the start of a great bonfire.
They really do.
Yeah, nice pile there to start with. All right, $500 a day, granted. I'll figure it out eventually. It's
That is it. That was the last one.
Thank goodness. Anything else to be brought before the code board for the city of Lake Worth Beach? Having heard nothing, we are adjourned.